Hey everybody. If y'all can comment so I know that y'all are coming in here because there's always like a little lag. But if once you get into the stream, go ahead and just say hello. I hope everyone's doing good on this Friday night. Okay, I'm starting to see some of the comments come in. Thank you guys. Hey y'all. How are you doing? It's Friday. The week is over. We can relax and get into something. Okay, I'm seeing y'all comments. Let me make sure everything looks good on my other end here. Make sure YouTube is doing what it needs to do when it needs to do it, because YouTube always doing something. Let me make sure. Okay, it says that I'm live. There we go. Okay, we're good to go on this end. Someone said you and Lovely T are live at the same time. Help. Okay, well, y'all gotta go back and forth then, because I love to support Lovely T as well. But I'll definitely leave this live up in case anybody wants to go back and forth. You can always catch the replay. And I'm gonna try my best to get timestamps for this one, because I know my last live was pretty long and some people just want to hear certain things on certain topics. So I'm gonna try my best to get timestamps. That way when I go back to my editor, y'all can make sure that you see the parts that you want to see, because tonight we have a deep docket. I'm well prepared. I have pulled up just about every topic. We are talking about a lot. We're talking about Aoki Simmons. We have Meg Thee Stallion's wannabe challenge, the viral 20 versus 1 video. I wanted to touch on JT's colorism in rap music, Winter Blanco exposing Trey Songz, because I feel like that was kind of brushed over. Like it was like a little bit of an outrage, but I kind of feel like not too many people talked about it. I know Trey Stevie talked about it, but he's been on Trey Songz top, making sure that that message is sent out. And then I know I said K Michelle dating Huncho. I don't know why I said that. I meant Keisha Cole. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why I said K Michelle, but then when I was looking at them, I'm like, that kind of looked very similar, and I never noticed it. But thank y'all for correcting me. And then also Summer Walker's new man is the last thing we're gonna talk about, because I don't know. It was just very shocking. We'll get to that. Let me make sure that on YouTube on my end, everything is good just from a desktop version, because I just want to make sure that this is all coming in correctly. So there we go. Let me make sure the thumbnail is correct. Yes, let me change my thumbnail. Make sure I got the right one up. All right, it's uploading. I'm getting a little chip. All right, let me save that. Are we all good? All right, I think we're all good. All right, let me get some more water, because I'm gonna be talking a lot. Alrighty. So because we have a lot of topics tonight, I know I always start with the Q&A. And so we will do a quick Q&A. But honestly, y'all, I'm putting a timer because I can get completely sidetracked, and I want to make sure we hit on all these topics and have a thorough conversation. I know it's Friday. Most of y'all ain't got nothing to do. I know I have a lot to do tomorrow, so I want to make sure we hit on these topics. So I'm going to set literally a 3-minute timer on my phone. So go ahead and get your questions in. I'm going to pin your question if you do ask it and I see it. So starting now in 3, 2, 1, and start. After this 3 minutes, we're getting straight to the first topic, y'all. So just let that be known. Also, someone did say, let me go ahead and pin you. Don't forget to hit the like, y'all. So please hit the like button. That's what kind of gives people more notification that I am live, so we can get a lot more people in here and we can talk deeply. So make sure y'all hit that like button. Thank you so much for putting that out there. But any type of questions, the timer's going. We got 2.5 minutes left. So thank you. Let me make sure it's scrolling, because there's always like a little bit of a lag. Because if not, we're gonna get to the topics right away. Or do y'all just want me to get to the topics? Because I feel like y'all know pretty much everything at this point. But okay, we got We got a few coming in, few coming in. All right, 2 minutes, y'all. Why don't you do collaborations with Uncle Dare? Was so funny. I've answered this, but we just don't live in the same city anymore. When we were in college, it was a lot easier because we lived like a few minutes away, but we live like a cool like hour and a half away now. So yeah, if I do get a chance to see him and sit down, I'm always for that. Still somebody who I keep up with. We were literally just talking like earlier today. So thank you. Next question, thoughts on Tyler's album. I actually liked it. I want to give it a second listen. I don't know. I think Tyler is very talented. I think she's gonna have longevity. And I think that Tyler gets a little bit of flack for whatever reason, but I think she's a solid artist. So I thought it was a good debut first album. And I'm actually excited to hear more, but I want to give it another listen. But I'm drinking water, Tyler, and Water was a great song. So thank you. Next question. How do you feel about the state of society at this point in times of regards to social media? Just in order to get the pictures and stuff for this video, we're going to talk about Summer Walker's boyfriend, but the amount of like sex workers that have something to say about him, just for me to find that footage, I literally had to like go deeply. And I was looking at a whole bunch of pornographic content before I could even find what I needed to show y'all. And I was sitting there like, social media is just a different place than when we first started. And I just think like the state of society on that is like anything goes. And it's kind of unfortunate because there's a lot of like minors and children that are on social media. And it goes to like, it definitely reflects what we see every day. So I think social media is a great tool. However, I do think there's a lot more downsides and negatives to it now than it was before. Thank you for your question. Let's see. Someone said, what do you think about all the crazy ish that's happening this year thus far? You guys said this was Age of Aquarius, so I just knew that this was going to be a very interesting time that we're living in. So, crazy stuff happens all the time, but I think there's a heightened version of that going on right now. Someone said, we'll do the last question because my timer just went off. Yes, I heard you. This is the last one. Do you like living in Ohio? No, I hate it here. Like, I'm moving. I told myself at the end of 2024, I'm out of here. So, yeah, I'm done with that. I think I've overstayed my welcome here. I only came to Ohio to go to college and just got stuck. So, excuse me. I'm over it. I do not like living in Ohio. I want to take my talents down south. I think I was really from the south in another life. So we're gonna go back to my other side of my roots, I guess so. All right, y'all. Okay, I just got a business text. All right, let me put this on do not disturb. Let me put this on do not disturb so that doesn't bother me. All right, you guys. Okay, hold on. Y'all got some. Okay, so if we got time at the end, save your questions. I'm gonna remember some of y'all. But let's get into it. So the first thing I wanted to talk about was Aoki Simmons, and let me go ahead and pull this up. Let's see if I remember how to do this. Share screen. Here we are. Was it this one? There it is. Perfect. And make sure y'all can see what y'all. Perfect. All right. So yeah, Aoki Simmons is spotted locking lips with 65-year-old businessman Victorio Asaf on St. Bart's vacation. And then the literal what's it called? The literal caption says Aoki Lee Simmons' new relationship with restaurateur and businessman Victorio Asaf had the internet talking on Friday afternoon. So y'all know we had to get the pics for y'all. As we previously reported, 21-year-old Aoki and 65-year-old Victorio were spotted in St. Bart's getting close and cozy. Now, let me show y'all the pictures if you haven't seen them. If it's gonna let me, let's see. Is it gonna let me? Or I'm clicking the wrong thing, y'all. Nope, that's not the right thing. There we go. There go the pictures. So this is her and her 65-year-old boyfriend. Basically, he's definitely 3 times her age. She's how old? 21 years old. That is very, very, very young. I'm not that much older, but I'm still not 21. So 21 times 3 is 63. So he's over 3 times her age. Here they are again. He's sitting there taking. I don't know why this reminds me of Mean Girls. You know how in Mean Girls when what's her name? what is their name? What's her name? What's the main character in Mean Girls? Not Katie, but like the actual Mean Girl, Regina George. She's on a stage and her mom is sitting there like taking the camera. She's holding the camera. She's back like this. I don't know why that reminds me of that. Like she's in the back trying to get camera footage of her. But yes, literally there she is getting picture. He's taking pictures of her. She's getting her pictures taken. She's looking like a cute little beach babe. And then here we are again when they first announced this. So I actually wanted to play the video first before I gave my commentary. So let me go ahead and share that with you guys because in all honesty, I was really shocked to hear a lot of this stuff. So I believe here it is. Let me share that. All right. So
I'm happier. Last day in St. Bart's. I'm so sad, but I'm very sad, very happy. And when I return home, everybody who knows me will be getting a happier, more chilled out version of me. My boyfriend is checking in. I don't know why we're checking in advance like this. Probably because I always miss flights. I should just show. Crepe?
Huh?
Crepe?
No. Yes,
no crepe?
Mm-hmm.
Crepe?
Okay, go.
Oh, I thought you were saying no.
No, I can't. I couldn't check in because I don't have my green card.
I'm making my final St. Bart's video.
Oh.
Would you like to share your favorite thing about the trip anonymously? You said me.
Be with you.
You want me to open the drink?
You don't know if the guys will to me like that.
Baby, you are on. Shush.
Huh?
Shush. I'm making this video. Baby, do you want to go to Kenya?
Kenya.
Someone has invited us to Kenya.
But, you know, Kenya is
What?
a bit dangerous.
Shut up. Never mind.
There's a war.
Shush. When are we going to Japan? Actually,
Japan is so much better.
baby.
sorry, y'all. Sorry, y'all. I thought I was muted. I didn't realize I was muted, but yeah, so she was asking him for crepes. That's what I heard as well. And I was a little bit like shocked at the way that she was acting. Now, if we go back to the screen, one of the first comments someone said was her parents have money. And I was so confused as to why she was acting like this from somebody who comes from money. But then I had to think back and remember, like, okay, Russell Simmons, obviously he was like a business mogul at Def Jam. Can you guys still hear me? Yes? Is it back on? Y'all can hear now? Because I might be getting the comments a little late. Sound good? Okay, thank you. Thank you to my girl Nelly. Thank you, Nelly. But yeah, so I was had to think like Russell Simmons, like he's going through a lot of legal battles, and because he's obviously being accused of, I don't know if I can still say this on YouTube, but I'll be saying it. Basically grooming, sexual assaults of different natures. You know, use your imagination or hit Google. I don't want to say too much here on YouTube. And so I feel like maybe money is running out for a lot of like big name celebrities because for some reason I just don't think they're as rich as they think they are. One thing that I read on Twitter about this situation is because Aoki's actually, she went to an Ivy League. I believe she went to Harvard, I want to say. And a lot of people were saying that there's this like pipeline of people, of young girls that go to like some of these Ivy Leagues, whether it's Harvard, Yale, Brown, and they're escorting. Like a lot of those girls, that's how they either pay for tuition, because maybe they are smart enough to get in. But you know, at an Ivy League, the price of tuition at those schools are very, very high. So I was reading on Twitter that it's just like a common thing, or maybe it's like an insider secret, that some of these girls, they are escorting, they're dating rich older white men. Maybe they're sponsors of the university, maybe they're alumni themselves, because usually that's considered like an upper echelon type of, you know, system, like in terms of those types of schools. They're usually people who can afford it, or people that are rich, or just, you know, come from a good background. So it's like, if your parents had enough money to put you through school to go to Harvard, it's very interesting that you would be doing this. Now, there was a response from her parents, and I don't even want to show the responses because, to be honest, they barely said anything. They didn't really say much. And I think the reason why they can't respond is obviously Aoki is a product of being her mother being a young woman, getting with an older man, someone that was older. Let me actually see if I can get on Google. This is her mother here. Let me share my screen. Here we are. So here's her mother, Kamora Simmons. Literally, he's 48 years old, or she's, 48 years old. As you can see here, it says she's an American businesswoman, fashion designer, television personality, and former fashion model. As a teenager, she was signed with Chanel, where she became a model. Simmons has walked the runway for fashion houses such as Fendi and Valentino, and appeared on the covers of Vogue and Elle. She's originally from St. Louis. She's, you know, a little bit under 50, and she has 3 kids, which are Ming Lee, her older sister, Aoki, and then their baby, Gary Lee. And as you can see here, Russell Simmons, she was married to him from 1998 to 2009. Well, let's look at Russell Simmons. Russell Simmons is 66. Now let's do some basic math. I'll put it in Google. You know what I'm saying? We could do 66 minus 48, 18-year age difference. Now, let me come back on here. Now, I will say, okay, that's not as big as Aoki having someone being 30 years her senior plus. However, this stuff is very much like when people say, oh, my grandma was a teenage mother, my mom was a teenage mother, I'm a teenage mother, I'm having a daughter, she might be a teenage mother. A lot of this stuff is passed down generationally. So I don't think there's anything her parents can say, because her parents literally created her, was a product of the same exact age difference, potential grooming, and potential things of, like, you know, what Russell Simmons is being accused for, which is sexual assault. And I don't know if this was ever put out there, but this could possibly be with a minor. So 18 years is a very steep difference, but 30 something is even worse. And I think I wouldn't be, I think it would be remiss for me to say that her mother may have been telling her how to move in that way. Now, just addressing the video, it just wasn't P. You know what I'm saying? She ain't have no player to her. She was not doing no type of finesse and nothing. It just sounded like, oh, well, I want crepes. I want to go to Japan. I want to go to Kenya. Can we go to Tokyo? Can we go here? Can we go to Timbuktu? That's all it sounded like to me. And I'm just like, this is a girl who grew up with money. Even if you don't have the same money that you had back then, you're accustomed to trips, being out the country, designer. There was one thing I was watching where she's saying, you know, oh, I'm a Bulgari girl, or Bulgari, whatever that damn designer is, Bulgari. I don't remember. Y'all can tell me. I'm like, I don't understand her coming off like she has to press for the things that she wants, knowing that she already comes from money. So it makes me question, like, what exactly is truly going on. Now, overall, I just kind of feel like it's nasty. I don't care what y'all say. There's a lot of people that say, like, oh, well, once somebody's over 18, they're legal, so it doesn't matter what they do. That's cool. Yeah, it's legal to a certain degree, but however, is the optics what they should be? Absolutely not. Like, literally, let's look back at these pictures. Can we please look back at these pictures, and y'all tell me, is it this one? Yes. Y'all tell me if this is something that you find attractive. She looked like she's with her grandfather. She's kissing up on him. He looks like he didn't, you know, lived his time. Yes, he's rich. He has money. He's a restaurant owner, and things of that nature. But does this look like a loving couple? That's the thing I want people to be honest about when it comes to these situations. Yes, you could say somebody's old enough to do something because they're legally old enough to do so. But at the same time, there's a trade-off here. Most of this stuff, when you're dating somebody significantly older than you, usually it's transactional. You can tell me that you love them, and you might, or you can tell me the honest to God truth is that you wouldn't be with this person who is significantly older than you, way uglier than you, in a whole different generation than you, who has their money and fame and all that stuff with if they didn't have that. Let's be honest. And my thing with this is that I don't think that there's a lack of young men around her age that are somewhat in this industry, whether they're a heiress or heir to some type of restaurant billionaire or hotel billionaire or music, whatever. There's so many people that Aoki could have chosen if that's what she wanted. I just think that's very disgusting. And I don't know. I'm not messing with nobody that's on hospice. So that's just me. So yeah, let me see some of y'all's comments on this before we move on to our next topic. But I'm cool off that. I think that was very nasty. And it's not necessarily even to judge her, but I just think like there has to be some type of decorum when it comes to dating somebody that's significantly older than you. I feel like once you get past like no, I'm not even gonna say 5. I think by the time you're like significantly, so a decade older than somebody, I gotta question your intentions. Like simply said, 10 years, I gotta question your intentions. I don't care how old you are. Someone said, Honey's Market says, definitely looks like a sponsorship. It definitely looks like there's being like some type of sponsor. I don't know. I just didn't like it. I think it's sick. Here's somebody else too. Hey, Ebony. It's sick. I don't care how big the bag is. She is chasing. Exactly. Like, I don't know why there's this whole chase a bag, get a bag, need a bag culture that girls are really literally willing to suck a shriveled cucumber for the sake of money. And then it's the girls that also come from money. So what does that say about y'all? I'm so confused. What does it say about y'all? Maybe you either don't have it or you're just that desperate. And I will say this just to give it a little bit of grace. I think the lack of father presence that Aoki now has with, her dad being out of the country, running away from his problems, and maybe the reality of her and her dad and her mother's relationship coming to light now that we have these conversations about Me Too, Time's Up, grooming, things like that. A lot of these Hollywood and people in entertainment are being exposed for some of the very sick or off-putting things that they did maybe 20, 30 years ago. So maybe that does put a strain in her with her dad not being around. But I just want young women to know, just because you grew up with a daddy or without a daddy does not mean that you need to go and replace him. Okay? There's nothing this old, shriveled, cucumber, hospice, ventilator, almost like there's nothing he can do other than give you money. And money does not buy happiness. You could be happy with the money, but it's not going to buy your happiness. Just saying. So clearly they proved that because she's not happy with the money that she probably has. And it might, again, not be as much as they used to have, but clearly they broke up from what y'all are telling me. So I just kind of feel like, yeah, she didn't do her big one. Okay. She didn't do her big one at all. No rich millionaire. Matter of fact, let's do this. I want to look up his net worth. I do want to do that because I didn't even look that far to see. So Vittorio Asaf, Vittorio. Let me find this and then I'll pull it up. Vittorio Asaf net worth. Wow. Okay. Let me see if I can find it. All right, and let me share my screen again. Here we are. All right, so it says here, this is based off of brandofoutsiders.com. It says, opening its branch over 3 countries, his restaurant sure is doing well. And as of 2024, Vittorio Asaf net worth is over $100 million. That's a lot of cash, okay? Well, in terms of net worth, it doesn't always mean that. And let me look up the net worth of Russell Simmons. I don't even know if it's going to tell me this. Just looking right here, it says 10 million. So yeah, you got somebody that's 10 times richer than your daddy. However, now you don't have him. And I think it's literally because she did a little bit too much talking, too much whining. This has gone basically viral, and nobody wants to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? Especially not no millionaire, billionaire person. Like nobody wants to deal with that. I just want us to have a real conversation that a lot of these girls, they're not really presenting anything that is envious. Like nobody, I'm not envious that you're with a 65-year-old shriveled prune. I'm personally not. Like, not at all. So, someone said network on Google isn't trustworthy. It's not, but I don't know, just for reference, I'm pretty sure he's at least up there in comparison to her dad. But yeah, I don't know. I just think that this is not good. She kind of seems like another number to him. And I think there would have been a better bachelor for her. And I hope that with this breakup, she doesn't take it too hard and just realizes that it's never worth it, not for the sake of money, to be doing that and be seen in that life. It's never worth it. And I'm not even trying to shame her per se, because it's very disgusting that a 65-year-old man would be with a 21-year-old, but he has a pattern of doing this, and it kind of makes her look like, oh, she's just another number to him, which is very nasty. Like, I really want to get on him as well, but I think it's very common for those types of very rich upper echelon white men to do these types of things. And I think people have to see that what their pattern is. They're users, they're vampires of youth. They don't want anything to do with you other than to spend their money and try to trap you into like their whole fairy tale fascination. I mean, who remembers Hugh Hefner? You know, he's dead now, but Hugh Hefner did the same exact thing. And I used to think, oh, these girls are willingly going to be a Playboy model, Playboy bunny, one of Hugh Hefner's girlfriends. And come to find out, when I watched the Hugh Hefner, the Playboy documentary on, what's it called? On Hulu. And I think it's still up there. And let me even share this. When I watched it, I was so shocked to hear like how he actually got down. This is giving Hugh Hefner to me. It's just Hugh Hefner had many girlfriends at a time, and it was more of like sorority for him versus this Vittorio guy seems to just date a whole bunch of different models, dump them, find the next one, dump them, find the next one, dump them, take them on a trip, spoil them, dump them, take them on a trip, spoil them, dump them. It's like a repeated cycle, and it's disgusting. After I watched the Hulu documentary on Playboy about Hugh Hefner, I could never look at any of this the same. I mean, it's already a bad optic as is, but it's very nasty when please watch it. It's definitely on Hulu. Let me see the Hulu Playboy. It's not the murders. I don't even know if I could say that. It might be Secrets of Playboy. I think that's what it is. I think. I don't remember. But it's on Hulu, and I was just very disgusted by it. Like, very. I was watching it and going to the gym, and I had to like literally put my dumbbell down just to like look at what I was looking at. So I say all that to say I'm just not happy for her. I'm not going to sit here and champion this. I know everybody's get a bag, get a bag, get a bag. I don't think the bag is worth it, especially for her reputation, what she comes from and what she's supposed to represent. And I feel like for Victorio, I mean, he's going to continue to do what he's doing. But he knows better. He's a sick old. I mean, I don't know his character, but to me, to date somebody 3 times younger than you, I'm gonna have to call you sick and old. I'm kind of glad they broke up. I don't want to hate on nobody's downfall, but hey, kind of glad they broke up. So let's move on here. What is up next on my docket? Okay, yes, I definitely want to talk. I don't know. I think I'm gonna get flagged for this one. I hope not. This is the Meg Thee Stallion wannabe challenge. I think I'm gonna get flagged, y'all. I don't know. Am I gonna get flagged? I need to even find why I can't see it. Why I can't see it. Let's see. Is it this one? No. Is it this one? No. Is it this one? No. Oh, okay. I know what I did. Give me a second. There we go. Okay. Okay, so I'm not gonna play the song. You guys can see for yourself what's going on here. I hope I don't get flagged, but so basically it says this is from Meg Thee Stallion. Her and Glorilla just dropped their song Wannabe. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I like the song overall. Personally, I didn't really care for Glow's verse, and I do like Glorilla, but I don't know, it was just way too slow for me. Like I was sitting there like I'm like, Glow, I need to hear you a little bit faster. Like, I don't know. Sometimes she raps and it's just like, because her voice is her voice, if it's on a slower beat where she has to go slower, and she can't give the punchlines like real crazy, it just doesn't do it for me. But I still feel like Glorilla is a very good rapper. I was listening to her again the other day when I was doing that video, and I listened to her Put It On The Floor remix. Was it Put On The Floor? Yeah, that joint was hard. She had the best remix to Put It On The Floor, period. Like the best. She was hard. But anyway, her and Meg Thee Stallion have a song. It's called Wannabe. They're now doing this challenge, basically calling out a whole bunch of different rap girls to twerk. So Meg Thee Stallion says, IG after dark, LOL, and nobody better not challenge me because this the best but on Instagram. Or if you think so, tag me in your video, stream Wannabe. So to me, I'm not gonna lie, and I know I have other ones on here of different people. I think this is, who is this? Is this Glorilla? Is this Glow? Okay, then Glow, your shit moving. I didn't know she could move like that. She did say that she got a fat butt, but regardless. But yeah, so they're putting out this challenge. And you know what I'm saying? I'm not a party pooper. I don't want like people to feel as though like every single time any black woman does anything sexual. Do I have any other ones? Oh, here was Scotty from Bad Girls or from Baddies. Scotty did her. She said, I did what I can. LOL. The Stallion catch just Aquarius sis. And then she tagged Zeus Network. Scotty was doing her thing at first, but then when she started doing this, I'm like, okay, Scotty, you know, what's next? You know what I'm saying? Who else I got? I was saving them all. I ain't gonna lie. Oh, Natalie had a nasty one. Y'all know, like, she said, Megan, I know you called out Scotty. She's filming. It's coming. In the meantime, I'm calling out Cardi B. Let's go to Sally and we lit out here. Baddies Caribbean season 5 on the way. So I don't know if there's like a little pipeline to promote Baddies, like, because they're using this moment to promote Baddies. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of things that happen in the industry where a lot of these girls are either given some type of like money or any form of like incentive to promote other people. Because do you see those posts and it's just like, oh, such and such rapper is promoting, or it'll be like Lil Baby co-signs ATL Trey. Like, that's not a real rapper. I just made that up. But like somebody that's coming out from like his city, like, or it'd be like, oh, hell, they might even do it for me. They could say like, well, under Philly female rappers, there's no Philly female rappers that's like super mainstream. Or I guess what's her name? Can't think of her name at the moment. But let's just say they said, okay, Meg Thee Stallion co-signs Queen Chioma new song, blah, blah, blah. Like, I feel like there's a lot of that I see all the time, and it has to be coming from somewhere. I feel like all of these girls are given an incentive. Who else I got on here? I think those are the ones that I saved. I had to save the other stuff for the other video. But yeah, I saved Scotty. I saved Glorilla, Megan, Natalie. There was a lot more people. I know Lotto had one. I could see if Lotto has one. Let me see. I know Lotto definitely had one. Lotto, big Lotto. Let me see if it's still up. Did she post it to her story or something? Because I don't see anything. This is from 5 days ago. Maybe she posted it to her TikTok. I don't know. But a lot of the girls were sharing this. Let me go back. A lot of the girls were sharing this with their wannabe challenge. Now, I wanted to say, and let me stop real quick. It's basically a twerking challenge. And again, I'm not a party pooper. I'm not somebody that wants to always be like, oh, if anytime a woman does anything utilizing her body, let me say something. I'm not like that for real, no matter, contrary to popular belief. My whole thing is, I just feel like there's that pushing that narrative, and that narrative only is just kind of stagnant. I don't really know if it's going forward. It's not going forward. I don't know if it's going backwards, but I do think it's very stagnant because I feel like that imagery is already there. And I feel like these girls really don't have anything else to offer, if you ask me. Okay, Meg Thee Stallion is putting out certain songs. I'm listening to her deeper songs like, wow, okay, I've been wanting to hear this. And we know Meg Thee Stallion is the type of person like, you're going to put out party and club bangers regardless, and we're going to hear it, and we're going to listen. I'm going to listen. And even Glorilla, I like her too. I'm going to listen to all of that. But when Glorilla dropped her latest song, when she was talking about, I wish the rap girls would come together. It's just some of the other stuff she had been dealing with. There was another song that she had posted. This is kind of older, but I listened to it the other day. I'm like, damn, I didn't even know that you had this out, but I like this. I kind of just feels like it's literally only that they push out. Some of y'all are saying that it's on Meg's page. Let me go back to Meg's page. I guess y'all want to see. I guess y'all want to see it. Let me head back there. Hold on now. Y'all be knowing more than me. The Stallion. Here we are. Okay, wow, she got everybody on here. Well, shoot, let me share my screen as I talk about this. But again, like I just kind of feel like there's really nothing else that these girls have to offer. And it's not really a drag. Who was this? Who is Taylor, the apple, the elevator, the split on the stair? Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, it's a little aggressive. Whoa, whoa. Body is T. Body is definitely T. You could tell she be in the gym with it. But she doing, whoa. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I don't know who this is, but she I don't know if this is a twerk challenge or a Nigerian Igbo cultural dance. She going a little this is a little serious, a little serious. Who we got right here? Who was this? Oh, this is Megan again. Okay. Okay, is this Lotto? Okay, this is Lotto. Okay. And again, I'm not playing the song because ain't nobody getting copywritten today. Let me see Lotto. Okay, I'll give Lotto a little bit of points, but I feel like at some points, I don't know. But Lotto has a pretty good BBL. So, you know, hers doesn't look too fake or anything like that. But who is recording y'all though? Well, shoot, I have one of those the little tripod things that it moves with you. So maybe they have one of those. What else? I think that okay, nope, there's more people. Who is this? Who is this? Okay, no, this is a little bit too much for me. Is this I know who this is from Basketball Wives, right? What's her name from Basketball Wives? Yeah, I don't know who this is, but I know she was on the Basketball Wives show because I was watching it. Mulan, yeah, they ain't here. Mulan, that's who it was. Yes. Is this Scotty? Yeah, that was Scotty right there. Natalie, yuck. I'm sorry, Natalie, but Natalie is not sexy to me. I don't give a fuck if y'all think I'm excuse me, not to cuss, but I don't care if y'all think that I'm too hard on her. I don't care. Natalie is yuck. I say it with my B cup chest. Is this Megan again? That was Megan. That's where it started off at, and that even has 2.7 million likes. I don't even follow none of these girls. I like their stuff if I see it, but I don't follow none of these people. But I say all this to say I just feel like this is all that these girls really have to offer. And when I was like, okay, so another twerk sexualized Black women and women of color challenge to draw that type of attention to make a song go hard. And I really don't feel like the song was really like even that sexual of a song. Like it, you know, it had its little, you know, innuendos in there, but I just didn't really feel like the song had anything to do with like, oh, this is like WAP. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't WAP. It wasn't free, nasty, lick. You know what I'm saying? And I put it in his pants. So I was like, what the fuck is that? I used to listen to that song in college, I ain't gonna lie. And I walk and I talk like a pimp because I am probably rude Francais. Tell me, see, hey, I used to listen to that song. It wasn't a song like that that really required any type of like sexual, you know what I'm saying? It had its little innuendos, but I just don't think it was more of like a boss B type of song versus that. So I saw another creator and I wanted to share this. Let me see where I could find you. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? I know I didn't exit out. Okay, boom, here it go. So I saw another creator and she wrote something that I resonated with. And again, I'm not trying to be no party pooper, but you know, I gotta say what I gotta say. I feel this way. And then so Neighborhood Talk, I think, posted which of these twerking baddies nailed this challenge. They had Meg Thee Stallion, they had Natalie Nunn, they had Scotty. I guess they had Scotty again, and then they had Johnny Blaze. I didn't show y'all Johnny Blaze, but she definitely won. I saw hers on Twitter. So Tanya TKO, let me read what it says here, and then I'll read her caption. She said, $5 was the median net wealth for Black women in 2017. During the pandemic, we were the most evicted. I wish that our priorities were not who is twerking the best, especially when millionaire women are leading the charge. Instead of leading the change, we are worth more than how much our booties jiggle. Hashtag real talk, hashtag Black women, hashtag step up. So then she posted on her actual page and said, every day my timeline is flooded with Black women engaged in base debauchery, from booty holes brown to face tattoos to free my baby daddy to twerk or fight contests. We're worth so much than this. We're worth so much more than this, excuse me. The world keeps passing by, and each day we cement our image on the world stage. Our median net worth, and that was funny, not the net worth, the net worth was $5 in 2017. We keep talking about what other people are doing and could do better, but what can we do better? We have women we've made millionaires leading the charge of the culture, and it's time we figure out what we want. There's only but so long we can blame others. I love fun as much as the next person. However, the imbalance is clear. And if this isn't what we want out there, what do we do? How do we create more positive publicity and tip the scales? Now, this was well said. And the one thing I wanted to point out about what she said about this is the fact that she's talking about the imbalance. So she's not condemning the ladies so per se. You know what I'm saying? She's actually talking about the imbalance. How can we tip the scale? And I really feel like consumers are already consumed. Consumers have already been consumed with, this sexual exploitation. I've talked about it on this channel. Consumers definitely are consumed by the amount of women who are championed, awarded, and praised for leading with like this basically just sexual personality. Every song I've listened to from a female rapper within the last year or 2 years or even more, every song is sexual. I don't think there's a problem with putting sexual bars in your song, but when you can only lead with, hey, my pum pum is good, me pum pum tight, me pum pum yell, when you can only lead with that, what else do you have to offer? Megan Thee Stallion is a college educated woman. She's a college graduate, for crying out loud, but you would never know that just off rip. You know what I'm saying? I highly doubt my dad knows who Megan Thee Stallion is. I highly doubt he knows who he is. So if I said Megan Thee Stallion is a rapper, my dad's gonna look at her page and say, okay, yeah, oh, she went to college. He wouldn't think that. You know what I'm saying? So I think this message is very, 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 very thorough, because the imbalance is so high where there's not that look of Black women, let alone the celebrity or the publicity of Black women, where we can be like, okay, we like this girl, but she doesn't do what some of the other girls do. And I feel like that's all people ever wanted. It's never about condemning you for being like somebody who loves to lead with your sexual appeal. I'm not going to condemn you for that. I probably would have in the past, but at this point in my life, I'm not going to condemn you for that. However, there's no other people out there that I can be like, okay, you don't do this. And to me, it's not about sexual bars. It's about when I look at you, and if I had one term or maybe 2-3 terms to box you in for something, can I leave sexual out of it? I don't think I can. Not with Meg Thee Stallion, not with Lotto, obviously not with Scotty or Natalie. I ain't about to. They be into some things if y'all ain't know. Even with Johnny Blaze, she's very, very talented. The girl can play instruments. She can sing. She can do a lot. You know what I'm saying? She's very underrated to me. But I think a lot of her celebrity, a lot of her publicity has been overshadowed by certain things that every Black woman gets boxed into. And so the problem is when you have the Black women who feel like, okay, this doesn't represent me. However, I'm a Black girl and I do want to support other women who are Black, but this doesn't represent me. So these girls are literally starting a chain reaction where I had to go and see other women doing this stuff just out of the blue. And I'm just like, okay, so this is what we want to be known for. And a lot of times y'all are going to say like, okay, well, these girls are this, they might be mixed, there might be that. But at the end of the day, Black women are going to be the ones to carry the brunt of it. And it's literally disgusting. And there's somebody on here in the comment section that literally said, hey Leah, is it Leah? Hey girl. She said same thing with OnlyFans. Yeah. When you have Beyonce, one of the biggest, if not the biggest artist, top 3 biggest artists of this millennium, right? Saying on that demon time, I might start an OnlyFans. Those are powerful words to tell a fan base, whether they're young women, older women, middle-aged women, doesn't matter. To say that you might do it and insinuate that you're co-signing that is crazy, because this is sex work. This is prostitution. I don't care what nobody says. All of this is prostitution. If you're selling sex or sex appeal, you're prostituting. I don't know why people feel as though you can't say that. That's what you're doing. That's what you're doing. Literally that. So I just feel like the imbalance is just, the scale is tipped so much. Like if I had to put something on the scale, it's raining so hard outside. Literally, it's literally like this. I can't name too many people in the mainstream that don't cover this type of imagery. And I'm not saying don't be sexy. I think there's a way to do it. But these girls aren't sexy, bro. This is whole shit. Let's just call it what it is. The other day, I think it was yesterday, someone was posting a throwback picture of Scotty from Baddies. And then I have to find this. I'm not going to be able to find it. I should have saved it. I really should have saved it. So y'all know the song Too Hottie by the Migos? It came out like 2017. And I think, Scotty Too Hottie was one of the lyrics in there. Scotty Too, I don't even remember what the hell they said. What the hell did they say in that song? That's such a older one. What was the lyrics in the song Scotty Too Hottie? The Scotty Too Hottie, then put up the little bitch on the molly. She fucked everybody. Scotty Too, I think that's what it is. Scotty Too Hottie to put the little bitch on the molly. She fucked everybody. I don't like to cuss too much on here, but yeah, that's what they were saying on there. And then I had to think for a second, like, I know they might be talking about whatever they're talking about because Scotty Too Hottie is also a figure. Who the hell was Scotty Too Hottie? A wrestler, right? He was a wrestler. Yes, Scotty Too Hottie. But somebody posted an old picture of Scotty from Baddies, and they posted her. She was with the Migos. This is a long time ago, mind you. Scotty and I are the same age. Like when I started, we were saying, I'm like, all right, you're my peer. So it was a long time ago. So I'm like, hold on. So then they try to insinuate that the Scotty Too Hottie bar was about Scotty from Baddies. Now this is hearsay. It's alleged. But when I start thinking about it, I'm like, Scotty has been around for so long, and I didn't know. And I'm thinking like, okay, so all of these girls. Someone said, if you're going to spit a nigga shit, rap it right. My bad, bro. I don't know the song like that. My bad. You rap it for me. You got it for me. But I'm not saying that this is true, but it just made me think back to like, okay, how long has this girl been around for her to get on Baddies? And then with her being on Baddies, it's like, okay, I didn't realize that a lot of the girls on Baddies are really actually prostitutes. I did not realize that. My boyfriend actually told me, like, yeah, I used to see this girl on Instagram and she was doing this, or I used to see this girl doing that. And I'm just like, oh, so these girls been around. He was like, yeah, you ain't know. I'm like, I blankly did not know. And so when I see now that they're in the mainstream and, Baddies had a section at the Super Bowl and Baddies is close with P. Diddy and Baddies is now doing this little cross promotion with Meg Thee Stallion, who is also promoting an image herself. I just have to say, what do they want women, in particular Black women, but women of color in general, because a lot of times we get grouped in. What else can y'all bring to the table other than that imagery? And that's what you do. Why do we keep rewarding prostitutes? Why do we keep rewarding girls who have intentional babies with rappers and athletes and giving them followers and money and clout and attention? Why do we keep pushing that? But then we literally say, oh, well, we need to do better. We need to do better. There's a lot of people that say we need to do better, but then they literally keep following. I don't follow none of these people because I can't. I just can't. So I really do like, let me go back to it. Yeah, I'm already on it. My bad. I didn't realize I was still up. But I really do like Tanya's, what she said, because like she said, I love fun just as much as the next person. And of course, these girls are having fun, but you guys are making it a movement to show that this is the best that you have to offer and what you can do. And I just kind of feel as though, is there nothing else? Even some of these comments in here, the energy of this is coming off as you shifting the responsibility and blame for these conditions onto the Black woman instead of our oppressors. Assimilation is what isn't cute or fun to babes. But my thing is, the blame also has to be on people who are partaking on it. Yes, our oppressors definitely played a part, for sure. Like, who remembers Sarah Bartman and how her body being so voluptuous was put on display? The woman died at a very young age. You know what I'm saying? This is a story that I think a lot of people should know if you don't. But here's a little history lesson for y'all today. Let me go ahead and pull this up. Because yeah, I will blame the oppressors, but I also want us to be very honest about how do I represent this? Here we go. This was Sarah Bartman. And it says Sarah Bartman, who's also spelled Sarah, sometimes in the diminutive from Sartargi or Sartargie, not sure of that country. And Bartman was a Khoikhoi woman who was exhibited as a freak show attraction in the 19th century Europe under the name Hatanat Venus, a name which was later attributed to at least one other woman similarly exhibited. So basically, she was exploited for her voluptuous body. This is something that I guess, in Europe, they have never seen a woman that was built like this. Let me see if there's any way. Here's a picture that you guys can see. I know this is kind of small. Let me try this one here. So here it is here. And she was a voluptuous woman, obviously a plus size woman. She had a lot of a shape on her, big butt. This woman was taken from her country and made a freak show to be exploited. So of course, Yes, I can look at a person to say, yeah, they did this, they did this, they did that. Of course I can do that. However, I do want people to understand that when you play into that imagery, how better are you? If you think that this is the only thing that Black women can offer, how much better are you? So I'm gonna leave y'all with that. Let me look at some of y'all's comments on this because again, I'm not trying to be a party pooper. People be calling me a hater. I don't hate on nothing. I don't want none of these girls' lives. I'm highly favored and blessed by God. I don't want none of these girls' lives. I promise you I don't. Let me see what y'all had to say about this. Oh, some of these are if I'm going to wrap it right. Let me look at this though. Hey, my fee Mariah, no shade, but I do judge men based on all of the IG baddies they follow, comment on, etc. It's strange. Let me tell y'all something. I do this. I have been doing this for a while. If I go to a man's page and I'm obviously in a relationship now, but like if I go to a man's page, let's just say I'm single, I'm looking, and I see that all you do is follow that type of content, I don't want nothing to do with you. So I don't think you're wrong, and I don't think that's shady, and I think that's actually a good thing. If a man was smart, he'd make a separate page for his freak shit. Just saying. Why would you have that on your main page? But I definitely judge men based off of the type of women that they follow because I want to know what you think is acceptable for the display of your woman, maybe your mother, your sister, me, your daughter, your cousin, whomever. I want to know. Here's look. Just put up. Lacaria, hey girl. Black women always saying we're over sexualized, but that's all we put out is sexual content across the board, but we blame everyone else for it. And I think that's also true. And of course, it's not just only Black women, because I know some of y'all was saying that as well. But I do think that when it comes to what is super mainstream right now, which is obviously hip hop, which is obviously the female rapper has a very cookie cutter look to how she looks. Point blank, period. That's all. That's the best they can do. I want to hear bars and stuff too, and I also want to see sex appeal. But when you're leading a challenge of who can twerk the best, all she had to do was say, "Hey, I got an open verse challenge. Hop on it." I would have hopped on it. Y'all know I rap, right? Make sure you stream my music. But that's all. Delisis, I think, says, "Oh, the lies." My dumb. My top I try to give you credit. I said Delisis. The lies. It's definitely sex work. It's definitely sex work. These girls are prostituting. They want to talk, oh, I'm a baddie. I'm a baddie. Baddie is now synonymous with prostitute at this point in my life. At this point. Let's see. Yes, I like this comment right here. Oh, boo yourselves. I'm great, Bobby Ferguson. Because a lot of society still follows the one drop rule. It will fall on Black women. Thank you. Let's wake that up. Yes, these girls could be mixed, biracial. They could be mixed with a whole bunch of things, ambiguous. But because society views color as Black, it falls on Black women regardless, even if these girls aren't Black. And to be honest, somebody like Scotty, who was obviously biracial, or Lotto, or a lot of these girls that be on here, a lot of them fall into this whole entire category because they're associated with urban entertainment, which is consumed primarily by Black people. So let's, you know what I'm saying? Let's wake that up. Here is Yufa Dania said the only female rapper that holds herself to high esteem is Lola Brooke, and it's no surprise why she hasn't blown that big when she's good, because she don't lead with segs. Yes, girl. I do think that's crazy too. And Lola Brooke still has a sexy to her. I like her. I think she's a dope rapper. So I just feel like a lot of these girls, I don't know what it is, but they can't really do anything but that. It's literally all they have to offer. This didn't trend as much as her song Cobra, Meg. Granted, this is a Glorilla song. Whole time though, I'm thinking this Meg's song. Then I realized it's Glorilla song. This didn't, trend as much, or this is trending more than Cobra. Cobra was hot because it's like, okay, she first came back, but I bet you Wannabe is going to be played a lot more. And as the consumers, we have to look at ourselves and cross-check ourselves and say, okay, what more do we want to do to tip that scale? Because I'm not saying they have to go away. I like a lot of these girls. I listen to their music. I stream their music. I don't necessarily follow them. I'm not friends with them. I ain't jealous of you, but I still like your artistry because I'm in that business and I just like it in general. However, what can we do to tip the scale? You know what I'm saying? So, somebody said, who were the 3 ofos your boyfriend was telling you was on baddies? Hold on now. Let me see. Hold on, I'm finna call him in a second. Well, I'm gonna just text them because we gotta get to going. But I'm gonna just say the people want to know of the you told me about from Baddies. He might be watching. I don't know. It was definitely Hi, my name is T was one of them. I was shocked to hear that. I thought she was an Instagram comedian. I didn't know where she came from. I was like, oh, I did not know. Oh yeah, he's watching. I'm gonna get him. Someone says Scotty's biracial. I think she is. Yeah, he said, hi, my name is T. Was definitely one of them. I had no clue. Scotty, I really didn't know. I thought Scotty was somebody that was like popular in her city, had followers, and then just like kind of like did some business moves. I guess the business was doing whatever she was doing, and then ended up on Baddies. I didn't know that Scotty was like Scotty Too Hottie. Natalie, I recently found out Natalie had the OnlyFans when I was watching Bad versus Wild. So a lot of them girls behind the scenes, that's how they got on. I think Anna Mac too. I think so. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Here somebody said, hi, my name is T, went on them trips with Young Miami. Y'all remember that awkward interview between Young Miami and Young Miami? It was Young Miami and Hi, my name is T. And then Hi, my name is T goes, oh, I know you from somewhere. I know you from somewhere. And Young Miami's like, where you know me from? Where you know me from? And then she was just like, you remember? And then once they had like that little look as to like, oh yeah, I know you from blah, 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 blah. Then there was like, oh yeah, I see. Because they knew each other from somewhere. I want to see if I could find it, but let me see if I could find it. Oh yeah, Sukihana. Here we go. I'm gonna let y'all see it. I'm gonna let y'all see it for sure. Let me go ahead and share this. They've been, a lot of these girls have been around. That's what, it's just a lot of people didn't know. I ain't know because I don't pay attention, but here we go.
He interviewed them. It was definitely an awkward interview, and I definitely want to make sure I play a clip and just show you the facial expressions on JT face and Young Miami. And it was just so awkward, and I definitely have a few things to say. Let's take a look.
With City Girls. The City Girls. Y'all know what it is. How you feeling? Where you know me from?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
It was most definitely JT face for me. But one thing I will say is I think T, the way she just has the mic and passes JT face.
I mean, at the end of the day, rap is.
Oh, anyway, so.
But I was just asking y'all because you guys are really close. You guys are with each other all the time. And at the end of the day, rap is a competitive game.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Now, if you look at Miami face, you could tell she definitely was not feeling that question. And JT face literally had me going through the roof, cracking
I don't
up.
really care about the rest of this. I don't really care about that. But yeah, she was like, it was Young Miami. See, Young Miami to me, I don't know if she's media trained, but I ain't about to even get into that. But she'd be saying stuff, and I'm like, did you think before you said it? But yeah, a lot of them girls is plugged in to get to where they're at. And here I thought that's why the auditions for Baddies is not real auditions. Like, I don't even know if I watched the third auditions and I was just like, so when the cast came out, you didn't think anybody from that group, any of these girls were good for the show, but that's another thing. Yes. Yeah. Moving on. Let's move on to the next topic. We're gonna segue here. Let me hide the comment. Thank y'all for y'all comments, by the way. And make sure you guys hit the like button if you haven't already. We have almost 400 people in here. This is going to be a little record for me, I believe. I think the most I've ever had is about 800. So make sure y'all like the button so that we can get some more people in here. I know it's Friday and we have a lot of other content creators that are live right about now, but make sure y'all try to get it up so we can get some more people in here. The conversation is great. So let's move on to the next thing. Okay, the next one I feel like is gonna get me flagged, but I have to show y'all this. So y'all know these 20 versus 1. Let me X out of this real quick. 20 versus 1 challenges on YouTube. Let me give you guys a quick example if by chance you don't know what I'm talking about. But I'm pretty sure if you're on YouTube, you've seen this. So it's this 20 versus 1. The main person that does them is No Love Mar. Super popular on YouTube. He has other different types of content as well. So he'll have 20 versus 1, 50 versus 1, whatever, on a rapper. D-Thing, GZ, I think I've heard of him. They'll have Smash or Pass based off of swimwear. 20 versus 1 rapper, Fabio Foreign. I did watch a few. I watched the Nardo Wick. Y'all know I fuck with Nardo Wick. I tried to watch the Antonio Brown, but I kind of feel like he was a little too old to be on there. Like, make this a 30 and under type of thing. I watched Lil Meech. He was being lame the whole time. Oh, my daddy about to come home. And, oh, my daddy about to come home. My daddy about to come home. I can put you on my daddy. I was like, bro, shut up. He kept saying the same thing. My daddy about to go home. Like, chill. I watched about 49. I watched V's. Yeah, I watched a few of them to get the gist. Now, I'm gonna be honest. I don't necessarily hate 20 versus 1. The idea itself is not a bad idea to me, because I think in the guise of entertainment for content, it wouldn't be that bad. But it's like everything that a certain demographic of young Black people touch always turns into something that makes it unlikable, distasteful, detestful, and so forth. So now this next one isn't from No Love Mar. I'm gonna show y'all it's a different creator, because there's a lot of different creators that are doing this version of 20 versus 1. This one went viral, and I literally, I'm gonna let y'all see it for yourself. I'm gonna just let y'all. I don't even want to talk. Let me pull this joint up, because I hope I don't get flagged for this. But please, if you have food, if you have water, drink a bit of water, clear your throat, get the crust out your eye. We gonna get into this real quick. So let me go ahead and pull it up again. And let me pull this up. I cannot believe this. All right. It's on Twitter. And here we go. Please, you have been warned.
So you on birth control, or what is it? I can pull out.
I mean, what you want me to do? Come on, baby. I'm with you. We trying to make this money together. You say you got 3. We need to make it together. Come on, we need to make this money. You need somebody to make this money, baby. Come on. I'm just saying. Gucci, I'm for real.
Okay, all right.
I already know what's up.
No,
I'm not playing with you.
Okay, I'm
on that business aspect. And look, I got real.
Hold on.
I got real 2 and 1. This is me. I was born a female.
So you ain't wearing no panties, none of that.
It's not really showing, but okay. I'm not gonna lie. I thought I had like the clean version. Let me just. Okay. So yeah, I'm risking it real bad right now. So he proceeds to I don't think I could play much more. So let me just explain. Because I'm risking it real bad right now. Let me stop sharing. The rest of the video, that you haven't even seen the worst part. That's the crazy part. So the rest of the video, he proceeds to use his phalanges, penetrate her with them, makes her place her mouth on his phalanges, and then she gets down on her knees with his phalanges still back in her mouth, pretends to give fellatio to the phalanges. I'm trying to be as politically correct as possible. It's on Twitter. So let me actually go back to that and find a more suitable clip that I could do my commentary with. There we go. So this one viral, as you can see on Twitter, it has 3.1 million views. If you see that I liked it, it's because I be trying to save stuff. Don't be thinking I'm that nasty. Ain't nothing wrong with being a freak, but golly, why do we gotta put it on display like this? But there was a Twitter user, and she said, disgusting and embarrassing are really understatements to describe this mess at this point. I don't care what nobody says. The Black community has a hypersexuality problem. These 20 versus 1 YouTube videos, podcasts, and hip hop are just further evidence of it. And then there was obviously people, that were also commenting on this. And this was another one of those 20 versus 1 videos. Now, let me stop sharing. Now, before I even dig a little deeper, like I said, I don't think the overall context of a 20 versus 1 video is that bad. If you keep it at, subtle entertainment, I don't think it's that bad. I've watched a lot of those and actually gotten entertainment for them. But one constant thing I've seen with a lot of the women on here is because they're now putting these rappers on there, and it's not just like, oh, we're doing this for fun with some random people. We're networking, we're connecting, because I do think it could be a great way to network and connect with other people, whether you want to get into YouTube, streaming, podcasting, whatever. Now you're bringing these rappers, so now you have all these fanned out girls who want to do and say anything to get the attention. And the funny thing is, a lot of these girls are so much so leading with their sexuality, and I feel like a lot of these rappers, they get that all the time, that it's not even a turn on to them. It's not anything that makes them want to say, oh yeah, I'm trying to like be with you, like, oh yeah, I want that joint right there. Like, it's nothing like that. In front of all these people, you guys are freaking yourself the hell out. I've seen girls that come in and they look nice, they're pretty. Hey, my name is Chioma. I'm a YouTuber. I'm 26. I'm from Philly. I moved down here too, because usually these are in Atlanta. I moved down here to Atlanta because I wanted to blah, 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 blah. They were like, hey, G Herbo, the G Herbo one was lame. He was drunk as hell. I said, well, don't ever bring him back until he's sober, because he was just drunk as hell. He looked a mess. But that's usually how most of the girls are. And then it would be cool if, you smash or you pass, or yes or no, because at the end of the day, there is a monetary incentive. So I'm not saying it's bad per se, but I think what it's now becoming is because so many people have jacked that swag. So many people are trying to be like, oh, well, I want to do my own version of this. I want to do my own version of that. Now I'm seeing people come on there and say, let me turn up the ante. That has 3.1 million views on Twitter. I don't even know what YouTuber that was. I personally don't know them. I don't even know them on social media. I don't know who they are. Maybe y'all can tell me. But to see so many young women degrading themselves is just completely asinine to me. And there's literally, like, the comment said on Twitter, the commenter or the tweet that said, let me pull it back up. It says that the Black community has a hypersexuality problem. And it says these 20 versus 1 YouTube videos, podcasts, and hip hop are just further evidence of it. And I feel like that's very true. Like, literally, they're always, let me see if there's anything else. Someone says, stop blaming the whole Black community for other Black people's actions. They don't represent us for a community. Please and thank you. And I feel like that's something that, of course, I want to say that. But when you look at what is mainstream in the Black media, that's what you see. When you look at what's popular on YouTube right now, it's the 20 versus 1, and it's usually an urban entertainment, and that's what people are promoting. This was all over social media, and I was so shocked when I saw it. So I like this comment right here. Hey girl, you're back. A lot of it is sexual trauma / exposure at a young age. We need therapy. And that's very true. A lot of young women that are doing things like this, yes, you could say daddy issues, but even some of them have had daddies. But they've been exposed to sexual trauma. They've just been exposed to just the idea of sex at a very young age, and they don't know how to channel that. So where you may say, like, okay, at your big age, what are you doing? But if all you've known is sexual exploitation leading with your cash and prizes, I should say, if all you've known is that, if all you see is that, especially for the ones that are in high school right now, where they're not even old enough to have a little bit of experience outside of the internet, if all you're watching is baddies, if all you're watching is all these different shows of fighting, all you're watching is 20 versus 1, if all you're watching is that, what do you expect a lot of these young people to be leading with, especially young women? Right? What do you think? Is super popular. So yeah, it doesn't represent everybody. I'll be the first to say that. None of this bull represents me. I'll be the first to say it. But what do you think people are going to see? and kind of say, hey, this is tied to this type of people. That's why Black people who don't act like this have to overprove themselves, because there's already this type of one painted brush over a lot of us, especially for the women. Especially for the women. I like this comment right here. Oh, boo, you're back. And it says, and then the classy girls get insulted constantly for looking bougie, aka with standards. I'll be the first one to tell you, I get called bougie, stuck up, and some more shit all the time. You know what I'm saying? But it's not really like an attack on me. But people just think, oh, you think you're better than somebody. No, I do not. I'm just not you. Do you, my baby? But I'm just not you. Right? I like this comment right here from Dom as well. She said, there's too many of us doing it for that argument to be valid anymore. Even the ones not participating will promote things like this. Quote, this is not the whole community, ish is dead. And I do think that's fair as well, because it's too rampant. It's too popular. It's too mainstream. So yeah, it's not everybody. That's why oftentimes I talked about the sexy red stuff. And I'm just like, okay, y'all are talking about some, oh, she's being her authentic self. But is she? And even if she is, she's so popular that people think that that's what a Black woman is supposed to be. The jokes write themselves when for years, for centuries, but literally for years within my lifetime, there's been an evolution of the sexual nature of Black women being presented to the mainstream. Maybe we were caricatures at first. Maybe we were Rasputia, Big Mama, Medea, what else? Shanae. Maybe we were those caricatures at first. But now our caricature has shifted into a more sexual nature. We've never gotten the benefit of being the classy, the high standard, the bougie, the luxury. We've never gotten that nomenclature on us. To this day, in my Deontay Wilder voice, to this day, we've never gotten that. This kind of even goes back to the whole twerk challenge thing that I was just saying. We don't get that. So for me, I just sit here like, I'm not going to blame it necessarily on 20 versus 1. I think that's just the example. But overall, the hypersexuality of Black women bothers me a lot. And it's so crazy that a lot of y'all in this stream, you guys probably tune in and watch me. Y'all know for a fact that oftentimes we are going to get called haters, anti-women, jealous, envious. Of what? You're going to be burnt out before you're 30. Why would I be jealous of you? Why do you think that there's some of these older women that are dating a lot of significantly younger men? Your boyfriend is 10 years your junior because you're burnt out. And I know when a man says that, he gets chastised, but a lot of times when some men say that, they're not wrong. They already know what you're about. The one thing I will say is some men in general have higher or stricter, maybe not higher, but stricter standards than women do. And I do think that Black men have played a role in why that is. I'm not going to sit here and just solely blame Black women. I do think with the whole idea of pimps and hoes, women being sexualized in that way, and that being like a whole thing, the pimps and hoes thing. I do think a lot of like I said, the caricatures that I've named with Medea and Shanae and Rasputia and all those types of those, putting that stereotype on Black women has been done by Black men. You're never going to see a whole bunch of Black women dressing up as a stereotypical Black man and making millions of dollars of it. You're not going to see that. It's not a thing. It's just not. So, I like this one as well, because I think this is also fair. The lie says Sexy Red also counts as someone with sex-related trauma. That's true, and she talked about that. I remember I did a video on that, and I said I don't think the reaction that she gave to the podcasters that were interviewing her, which I think was Lil Yachty and who do Lil Yachty run with? I don't know. What's the dude that he does the podcast with? Let me see if I can even find it. Lil Yachty podcast. I don't even remember the person that he be running with. Mitch is his name. Yeah, Lil Yachty and Mitch. It was on their podcast. I remember when I watched that, I was like, I didn't like their response, but to see how they were, yep, this is them right here. Let me pull that up. Yeah, here they go. She talked about that. She talked about like, oh, well, I've been art before. And they were just like, like start laughing, like nervous laugh. And I get some people were trying to say like, oh, okay, well, I don't think they were laughing at her. They weren't. But see how the lack of empathy to give to that situation where it's almost laughable because you're so awkward, because you're as a man in hip hop, you're immersed into a culture that sexualizes women so much that when you hear about the traumatic sides to her sexualization, you're uncomfortable with it. And I'm not saying they caused it, but a lot of Black men have caused that to happen to some of them. So I do agree that Sexy Red also counts as someone that has sex-related trauma. Yeah, here goes another one from Sophia. Hey, girl, said that she was SA too. So a lot of that is a pattern that happens. But I want women to be able to get to a point. I know there's a journey with this, but I want women to get to a point where you can reclaim that. You don't have to leave with that. You're better than that. I also want to say that we do need to tip the scale. If a Sexy Red can exist, so can a Lexi Blue. You know what I'm saying? If a Meg Thee Stallion can exist, so can a, I don't know, Cheg Denalian. Like, there can be opposites of all of these people that can exist, but they don't. You know what I'm saying? They don't. And that's sad. I like this one from Muffy. Hey, girl, again. What happens to Black girls playing sports? I did soccer and cheerleading in high school. Now these kids want acrylics and lay fronts at 17. Let me tell you something. My parents, I like your comment as well. My parents, I wasn't allowed to have acrylic nails ever. The day of my high school graduation, I went and got acrylic nails because it was the day of my high school graduation. I wore makeup because I was a cheerleader. And I learned to do my makeup. My dad didn't allow us to even paint our nails just a solid color. Never. He said no. We were in sports because we kept our grades up. I was a cheerleader. I wish I could show y'all my little picture over there, but it's kind of far. I was into stuff. Of course, I was into a lot of different things when it came to like my image, as any teenager would. But a lot of these young girls want to be grown women. And the examples that they're getting are because there's no teen genre. They don't have OMG girls. They don't have Taylor girls. They don't have mindless behavior. They don't have Jacob Lattimore. They don't have Diggy Simmons. They don't have even like a little bit before that generation, B2K and Nick Cannon. They don't have that. They don't have B5. They don't have even just the whole Disney empire has come and gone. They don't have the Miley Cyrus, Hannah Montana. I love Miley Cyrus. Love Hannah Montana. They don't have the Selena Gomez. They don't have the Demi Lovato. They don't have the people that appeal to teens. Even the Kids' Choice Awards, when you look at Kids' Choice Awards, they got Lil Baby performing. Why is Lil Baby performing at Kids' Choice Awards? And then you're seeing a lot of these stars that did appeal to children. Look what the hell they're doing now. I just seen JoJo Siwa the other day. I said, JoJo, no. What is that? I don't even want to talk about that. But I do think that there's like some type of push for overt sexualism now more than ever. We've talked about this so many times on my channel. But that 20 versus 1 video completely, like, I was so shocked. I could not believe my eyes. I'm going to see if, okay, maybe I could show this. Because I think this video is going to get taken down. I'm sorry, y'all. I should have cross-checked this a little bit better. But here we go. That's a little bit of a clip of like literally after he placed his phalanges in her cooter cat, he then removed his phalanges from her cooter cat and placed it into her mouth, in which she essentially deep-throated his phalanges. You can't make this stuff up. You can't make this stuff up. You can't. I like these comments right here as well. Let me get you a few of these. Dom, thank you for commenting. And she says, I think there's a stat that many Black women are unfortunately sexually assaulted or sexually harmed before the age of 18 and are often reharmed in their adulthood. This is very true. I'm one of them people. And I think it does play a role in not knowing your worth and how you lead, what type of things you lead with, especially that sexual side. That's very true. It's unfortunate, but it's very true. I think that statistic is very, very active and still occurs. And I think it's going to raise, unfortunately, and increase because of how much we're leading with sexuality and what message that sends for women and men. We got women that says, oh, I could do whatever I want. I have autonomy over my body and my choices. This is who I am. Hot girl, city girl, all that stuff they lead with. And then we have men who will say, well, this is what the girl's putting on the flow. This is in front of me. it's my right, or I have a right to judge a woman or do this with a woman or look at a woman this way because this is what she's selling to me. Neither mindset is good, but that's what it is. And it's unfortunate. I like this comment as well. Teens, thank you, Jess. No teen marketing anymore. Janae, hey girl, also said teens not having representation is whose fault though? I'm not even sure. Adults, I guess, is the answer. But I think there was too much of, well, parents, I will say that. Parents and adults. I liked being a teenager. I liked that stage of me reading 17 magazine. I was subscribed to 17 magazine from like age 12 to like literally by the time I went to college. I think I still had it my freshman year of college. And then after that, my parents was like, oh, you went to college. We're not paying for this no more. But like teens don't even read magazines anymore. They're on the Shade Room. There was no such thing as the Shade Room when I was in the 9th grade. I was reading 17 magazine. I was on Tumblr. I was watching Hannah Montana. I did transition to like that MTV where things got a little bit more mature, but even MTV catered to teens. I don't know. I do think this is fair as well. Not allowing your child to grow into a young adult can also be problematic in its own way. With your father not even letting you paint your nails is unfortunate. To be quite frank, by the time senior year came around, I started painting my nails, but I couldn't get acrylics. And I do think you have a point there as well. But yeah, I'll read this one last comment before we move on to the next comment. So it says, I hate it because they push what the media likes to see. And unfortunately, the media likes to see this type of over-sexuality, which is sad. Now kids are looking up to this, and it's normalized. Yeah. The video that I posted yesterday was about Alabama Barker. And when you look at her pictures, I'm just like, most of that stuff that I posted about her was from when she was 17. She's only been 18 for 3-4 months. So I have to think like, you guys are consuming something that is beyond your consumption. We've all done our fair share of over the top, maybe a little bit, risque stuff as a teenager. But I just don't think what I like to call the upperclassmen of Gen Z, and then obviously the millennials that came before, were doing what the kids are doing now. What the underclassmen of Gen Z are doing now, as well as Generation Alpha that's coming up, it's beyond crazy. But then we have all of these older people that are leading it on. I should have talked about Sexy Red going to high schools. I forgot about that topic. She's mad because she pulled up to a high school smelling like weed. Let me see if I can find this one. Because I was so like, girl, what? Like, I just was looking at her like, this girl can't be serious. Like, let me see if I can find it too. But basically, Sexy Red, here we go. Let me share this with you guys. Let me share my screen. 1 second, let me hide the comment. Hopefully I can
like the grandma's the baby. Currently going viral on Twitter right now because I had retweeted a post where Sexy Red was mad because she couldn't go and perform or speak at a school. And I said that I've been telling y'all her target audience is kids because it is. That's what I believe. That's what I see with this shit. You don't got to agree. I don't care. A lot of these new age artists target kids with very hypersexual and explicit content. I feel like my point is proven seeing that she's mad she can't go into a fucking school. Because why, as an adult entertainer whose music is on the verge of erotica, would you even think it's appropriate for you to show up at a school and then show up like that? Smelling like marijuana with your cleavage hanging out. Baby, you wouldn't even be able to go visit your baby daddy in prison looking like that. But that's how you show up for the kids. Okay. And two, why would adults even think it is morally right to book a fucking Sexy Red to come speak to kids? From the teachers to the fucking superintendent to, why would y'all think that's acceptable? The adults of this generation do not want to protect children. They just want to exploit them. Y'all don't see Black kids as kids. You don't see Black children as children. This is why y'all in my comments in my last videos mad at me because I don't agree with an 18-year-old being a 304. The amount of adults in my comments trying to justify this shit is just like blowing my mind. Somebody said, well, adults love sexy, kids love sex. What adult is condoning their child listen to Sexy Red? Even I had to sneak to listen to Kaya. The adultification of Black kids right now makes me want to fucking slap every bitch in here. A lot of these new age adults remind me of those older monitors who would come and substitute after school and who would think they was one of the kids. I'll never forget, I had a whole beef with one of these grown ass monitors. Literally, I had to call my mom up to the school because she beefing with me like she a kid. Literally. You mad at me, but you kicking it with the whole football squad. And what's funny is she ended up getting fired years later because it got found out that she was messing with one of the kids. Oh. And that's what y'all be giving. Like weirdo behavior. Y'all are blurring the lines. Y'all do not want to hold space for the kids. I told y'all hating bitter aunties is in the club with y'all now. They in the club turning up with you. They don't want to be your auntie. They don't want to be a big sister. They don't want to be your mentor. They your fucking competition. Confirmation. You can go to the club right now and see an 18-year-old with the same aesthetic as a motherfucking 35-year-old. It's weird. Y'all are weird. The grandmas, the baby. These new age adults are exactly why I'm afraid to have kids.
Alrighty.
Because they want to.
And let me tell you something. Sis said a daggone word. Shout out to this creator. I have her on Twitter as well. I believe her name is Jacqueline. It's something along those lines. I don't want to say the wrong thing, but we do follow each other. But I think her name is a little different. Let me see my Twitter if I can. Yes, Jack the Queen is her. I'll show you guys her Twitter just in case y'all do want to follow her. She be on it. This is her right here. On Twitter, we do follow each other. So Jack the Queen, the real Betty. And she stays on the necks of all of these people, and she's actively talking about a lot of these things, and we definitely agree on certain topics. I believe she has a website. Let me see. Yep, this is her website. And I think she has a YouTube channel. Here's her YouTube channel. So if y'all want to go and subscribe, like I said, she be waking stuff up. This is the video that she even did on Sexy Red and that whole entire thing. If you want to watch her whole entire analysis, it's right there on at Jack the Queen. So yeah, she be talking that talk. And hold on, did I even show y'all the right thing? Of course I didn't. I'm still on the Twitter. This is it's always a little finicky. Give me a second. Sorry, y'all. Presenting the wrong screen. This is her Twitter. This is her YouTube channel. So the real baddie at Jack the Queen. And she has a whole 17-minute video that she did basically about everything you just saw. I think her name is Jacqueline. That's what her name is. I just had to make sure I didn't say the wrong thing. But we do follow each other, and I see a lot of her posts, and I'm like, yeah, girl, we're right here. But anyway, she did say a word. So I did want to talk about that, but I could make a separate video about that. But when I see a lot of this hypersexuality, it does stem from somewhere. And I do think that Sexy Red, being one of like the biggest artists that's out right now, she's surpassed a lot of people. When you think about it, she has surpassed what she's like City Girls on steroids. She has surpassed it. City Girls is more or less about, okay, handling your business, being a boss, getting to that money, getting to that bag, being cute, not caring, spending other people's money. That's more their thing. They're raunchy, but they're not as raunchy as Sexy Red. Sexy Red is all of that, but like on 10. Sexy Red has broken barriers to porn. I didn't think she would still be relevant, but she still is. I was wrong. And when I see the fact that she's being invited into high schools, because that's not her first time. I did a video about it before, and I was called a hater. Oh, well, people like Sexy Red. Okay, why do kids like her? Why don't kids have a Hannah Montana? Why don't kids have a Raven Simone? Why don't kids have anybody that they could look up to within their age range? It's like after you turn like 13, I think, and maybe even younger, as soon as you get to like 10, where you're now double digits, it's like kids and what they like is so much different. Hence why we had Ice Spice hanging out with Northwest, Kim Kardashian's daughter. Why would you have your 10-year-old or 9-year-old, I think 8-year-old at the time, hanging out with a rapper whose whole entire imagery is not childlike? So again, I have to question, why would a school, parents, teachers, staff, school board feel that Sexy Red of all people is great representation to come and speak to? I don't care what she was doing. I don't care if she was passing out free meals. Why would she have to be the one to come and speak to the kids at your school? Sexy Red of all people? I don't know. I like this comment from Leah. Hey, girl, again. So many other successful women who would be a much better fit, but they act sexy. I mean, the fact that her name is Sexy Red says a lot on why she shouldn't be at schools. You would think it's common sense. Great comment, sis. You would think it's common sense. And I like this one from Janae as well. These artists, audiences are kids and they pretend to not know and do not take responsibilities. That's very true. A lot of these artists are trying to get to your child. I'm so glad I'm not a teenager. As much as some people are chasing youth, I'm not. I'm glad I got to be a teenager and a little kid when I did. I'm glad I got to watch High School Musical, Disney Channel original movie, Cheetah Girls. I'm glad I got to watch Handy Montana. I'm glad I got to watch Nickelodeon. And I still need to do my Nickelodeon video, but I finally watched everything. I took copious notes. Have a lot to say. But I'm glad I got to watch iCarly and Zoe 101 and all that, Amanda Show. I'm glad I got that experience, that kid content. And Nickelodeon, I say that with a grain of salt, but kid content was consumed by kids. It was available for kids. If I had a child right now, let's say my daughter is 13, and she said, "Mommy, I want to go to a Sexy Red concert." I ain't gonna tell you what I'm gonna do because y'all gonna say, "Chama, you yeah," but she gonna get a talking to. She might get a backhand. I'm not gonna lie to you because that's crazy. That should not be the content that my child is consuming. Somebody literally asked me one time, like, would I let my child be an influencer? I said, no, I wouldn't. I would have to run everything until you're 18. I wouldn't let you just be a child influencer because from doing this job, I see what type of sick stuff is on the internet all damn day. So, yeah, I know we got a little bit off topic, but just going back to that 20 versus 1, because that's where this all came from. I couldn't believe the hypersexuality. And like I said, it's not just for adult content. It's being pushed to children. It's being pushed to music. It's being pushed by, this is a porn star. I didn't even know that the guy, he's a porn star. I didn't know that. I don't know this man from a can of paint. But I would later realize that he was. So the girl was trying to come up. She was either trying to find her little pimp, find her little sugar dad, or just find her little business partner that she could come up off of. She auditioned that day. I don't know if I was watching 20 versus 1 or Casting Couch. I don't know which one I was watching. It's disgusting. And again, when I first was watching 20 versus 1 videos, like I said before, I didn't see them as anything other than like silly, dumb entertainment because it wasn't that bad at first. I don't think there's anything wrong with like a smash or pass, yes or no, because it's for entertainment. But a lot of these girls and the rappers and all these people are now exploiting it to the point where they're competing with each other. Like I said, 20 versus 1 videos are being, repurposed by so many different content creators. So they're trying to outdo so many people. And some of it is a bit sexualized. Like if I go back to No Love Mar, who is really one of the more popular creators for this. Let me share that. If I go back to his channel, he has this one on here, Smash or Pass based off of swimwear. If you look at the thumbnail off rip, you got a whole bunch of thick joints in there. You feel me? So a whole bunch of thick joints in there. So yeah, that's a little bit more adult content. But I feel like as an adult watching it, I find it to be mildly entertaining. But when it's being promoted to kids and I see, okay, adult women also putting themselves down or exploiting themselves, they're only leading with one type of ideology, which is your sexual appeal. Now I'm like, okay, so what are we doing? They've sucked the fun out of it. The part that was just okay is now sucked out. And then on top of that, look at this one. Here's another blind dating based off of swimwear. We got a girl with a Alexis Sky butterfly booty tattoo. We got some big booties, little booties, fake booties, real booties. And this stuff is on YouTube. But meanwhile, they was flagging me about a year ago. Less than a year ago. They were flagging me. All right then, YouTube. Shady little selves. I actually would like to do a 20 versus 1, surprisingly. But I obviously not in this way. I have this idea where, as y'all know, I'm a model director. I have a modeling agency. I'm looking to relocate. I don't want to live in Ohio anymore. And so I was thinking about doing kind of like a 20 versus 1, but not like I'm judging men or men are judging me, because no. But actually me judging the ladies in the 20 versus 1 style, but for my modeling agency. Let me know what you guys think. I wanted to do like a little spin on it, something a little bit more positive, a little bit more, a little bit less vulgar, and just more about actual, you know, what I'm looking for. Girls are like what I look for in my brand, which is an extension of me. Yeah, so let me know what y'all think about that in terms of a 20 versus 1 Queen Chioma version. Because I wanted to do something like that, but just not in the way that I've seen it done. Just more business oriented. Because at the end of the day, when you go for a model casting, essentially you are being judged in the same way. So I was just like, well, why not do it in that version where the girls are coming, but the girls are coming more or less for a quick little, you got about 10 to 20 seconds to impress me. Tell me your name. I look at you. I rate you, because that's what it usually is in a casting anyway. So let me know y'all's thoughts on that. And by the time I start to transition my business and my life, you know, I might get into that. So let's go ahead and transition again into the next topic. I wanted to talk about JT, and I don't think I actually have a real like evidence of this. But I wanted to talk about JT and her in colorism, because this was something that was brought up to me in my last video. So let's go down memory lane. Let me head back over to Twitter. So if y'all didn't know, years ago, 2018, JT said, I love pretty dark-skinned girls, not too crispy now, but the Milky Ways be the ish. This was January 2018. So at this point, 6 years ago. Now, if we also go to Google, as I like to call it, and let me share my screen again. JT is currently 31 years old. So if we just do a simple math, you know what I'm saying? We love basic math. 31 minus 6 years ago in 2018, 25 years old. So this time last year, I was 25 years old, just for context. And I know I'm not saying my age no more, but just for context in this case, for real. So JT said this at the age of 25. This is the type of mindset that she had. And then we head back to Twitter. So then when she was called up for this, she said, oop, my bad. That's what she said eventually. And then if we go to here, somebody called her a colorist. And then she said, coloring book, shut the F up. And I believe that she has more. She said, I barely was on Twitter. This is after she gets called out. I barely was on Twitter last night. A fan sent the tweet and I removed it. Sorry if I offended anyone. I probably was arguing with somebody back then or some dumb ish. I don't hate y'all or myself. I just be talking ish. She said, what y'all need to understand is I was regular, like a hood bee, for real, arguing daily, fighting, etc. Just on bullish, period. Most of my tweets was about local hoes in my neighborhood. Stop bringing that ish into this life. It has nothing to do with that. Then she said, just like y'all tweet crazy ish to people because y'all have no platform, I was the same way. And back then, social media wasn't this sensitive. Now, I think that's all. Now, I'll give JT, let me pull up a picture of JT, actually. Let me just pull up a picture because, like I said, I don't have any specific, evidence or pictures or anything of her. JT is obviously the darker skinned woman in her group. And I do think that comes with a boatload of extra issues on how you're going to be perceived, what people think of you, your attraction, and so forth. So the other day, and I want to address this, I did a video about JT, and there was quite a few comments actually. And let me get a little bit of water because my throat getting a little dry. Excuse me. There was quite a few people that were saying, I'm jealous of JT, envious, biased, and that colorism plays a part on how JT is perceived. And I do think that colorism does play a part on how JT is perceived. I do think that you're going to get less benefits. People are going to doubt you less, pay attention to you less. But I do think that JT has been pretty positively perceived in terms of just her appeal in music over time. Once, you know, the glow up happened for both of the City Girls, it's how they used to look. You know what I'm saying? And then they pretty much glowed it up. People be saying JT doesn't have lip filler. It looked like lip filler to me. Like, is that not lip filler? Am I crazy? Is that not lip filler to y'all? Or am I crazy? It's crazy because in this picture, they look the same shade. I actually like this picture that they had. I thought it was creative. I like the hair, the pink nails. I wouldn't get that length, but I do like pink. So I do think that JT's position in music, with her being a darker skinned woman, it does play a role, especially when you're not just a solo artist, you're a duo, and the other artist has a seemingly more palatable look than you. But I actually do think that people find JT to be the more attractive person in the group. Now, I'm not comparing the ladies' looks. I don't really care. I think both women are beautiful. But I do think that, you know, that's what people think. At least after the glow up, I think that's what a lot of people switched into, that they would rather a JT than not. So I say all this to say, the other day when I dropped my video and I was seeing some of the comments and people were saying, like, you know, the reason why JT is being viewed in the way that she's being viewed in is due to colorism. And I said, I don't accredit colorism to that personally, because I kind of feel as though JT has shown time and time again why she comes off argumentative, why she comes off a bit aggressive. And yes, those things, bitter, aggressive, argumentative, angry, are negative stereotypes that are tied to Black women, and in particular darker skinned women. So it is kind of like, do you want to say that? Especially me, who advocates not for all women, but, you know, I have my different things that I've definitely stood in solidarity with. However, I do think maybe JT just fits a stereotype that is very true. So when some people are trying to come for me, I had to go off on somebody today. I don't even know if I could find that comment, but I had to go off on somebody today because I was getting low-key irritated. And I'm just like, I do think the woman suffers from some level of colorism just off the strength of being a darker skinned woman and how that is perceived and how people are going to look at you. However, vice versa. And in addition to that, at the same time, I feel like JT has been somebody who has shown that she fits into a stereotype that is not necessarily painted on her by accident. She literally says in those tweets, oh, I'm a hood joint. I'm somebody who, this is just how I've been. I used to be a different person. I used to be this. I used to be that. This is just how I am. She knows that. And there's evidence of her being very argumentative at oftentimes. Now, I think in the Glorilla situation, what I should have said was Glorilla picked at her and JT responded. But other times it is definitely some random people who come for her, and she's always being posting the blogs going back and forth. And I just feel like a lot of that, like this person just said here, yes. I feel like JT be projecting her insecurities in her tweets, definitely in the dark skin tweets from 2018 for sure. You know what I'm saying? That's that. I think that's very true. And I think that's sometimes how she comes off. I would be talking way differently if I thought JT was a dark-skinned girl who is not as problematic. She's not as rough around the edges. She doesn't talk the way that she talks. She's not quick to snap at somebody. I'd be saying this completely different. But JT does feed into a stereotype, and I think that's all I was trying to get across. I don't want to spend too much on this one. Another comment, when people project certain things onto you, it starts to get to you and you start becoming and doing the things you resent from the people who did you wrong first. That is very true. That's very true. That is so true. I do think this is also true right here, Janae. A lot of Black people are prejudiced, especially back then on social media. So I kind of give JT a pass because his behavior was normal. It was, but I do think in 2018, there was enough colorism conversations at that time, especially something, being somebody that's been on the internet for a while. I do think there was a lot of colorism conversations at that time for that not be said. And I also feel like growing up with somebody who's darker complected, I knew that stuff was wrong well before that. And JT is significantly older than me. She got about 5-6 years on me. So, yeah, someone said, I remember when you said JT is burnt and crispy. Yeah, because I was just restating what she said. She said she don't want to, what the girl just say? Where's the damn tweets? I must have X'd out of them already. I guess I did. I guess I did. Let me see. JT colorist tweets. See if they come back up real quick. Yeah, here she go. She literally said, I love pretty dark skin girls, not too crispy though. The Milky Way. What she mean? JT before the glow up was the exact same girl that she was talking about, which is why I think it's like crazy to say that. She said a lot of wild stuff. Let me go on Facebook. She said a lot of wild stuff back in the day. A lot of wild things. Here we go. Lil Herb got that girl with the color weave and Yorkie and got trash AF. I guess she was talking about Ari. Lil Herb got with that girl with the color weave and Yorkie and got trash. 2012, she says, I love Keke Palmer. I don't know why we doing this, but I think it's funny. Then 2017, I hate Keke Palmer. Moment of silence for all the victims of 9/11. I don't know why that's on here. It's real sad how I'm beefing with Aaliyah, RIP though. I don't know. This is a grown woman saying, well, 2012, I don't know how old she was in 2012, but if she's 31, she was definitely over 18. At the end of the day, Future got 1,000 kids to worry about. F Russell and that punk ass hoe. Essentially insinuating Russell Wilson is not straight. I wish R. Kelly was here with me right now. I know he would get me right. I'm gonna give her a pass for that one. We didn't know about R. Kelly that much at the time. At least I didn't. I'm not gonna lie. Regine has me blocked on here from a long time ago. I didn't give that fat corny hoe a break. The girl is ruthless. If you like that person, blow up their notifications. Osama bin Laden. Come on now. At 2015, I was even 18, so she was definitely over 18. He can give me AIDS, and that's on Magic Johnson. I swear I hate ninjas. I should be a effing Nazi. I think that was a rap lyric. When he tell you bring back proof of the abortion. The girl is ruthless. Just seen, here we go, 2017. Just seen Santana big old ass get ran train on, yapping all the way from the basement, playing with all the DL trade in Florida. Booty hole, a petri dish of cum, chlamydia, and Cheetos. I ain't never seen this one. That's crazy. F working for these crackers. I think that's a Florida thing to call people crackers. I hate to wash the side of my hair. Ish was so nappy, like my ancestors from the Uchi Coochie tribe. Okay, whoa. This wet poom poom hair, but man needs to hurry up. She was ruthless. Erykah Badu, bald head, Roxy, miserable ass, always minding everybody but her own. I want to be down Brandy ass B. Did Bobby Christina ever die? And then she says, no, she in rehab. Then she said, somebody said she in rehab. Then said, that crazy asshole. Fat asshole. Well, someone said QC is putting so much money behind the wax city girls. Comes back and says, fat asshole, shut up before I slap you with a workout plan. This is at the point where she's actually blowing up. 2018, they was making some noise. Someone said, how you gonna be mad because you tweeted problematic-ish and didn't delete it? Then she said, I made it new page to tweet problematic again. I'm problematic. Suck out my butt with a Capri Sun straw. Let me get my ish verified so y'all can know I mean it when I say F y'all bees. Dirk baby mama look like swine. 2013. Mexico about to be lit AF and that's on Trump. Somebody child missing in Chuck E. Cheese. I'ma still eat this pizza. Fat boys be stank AF. Rihanna, 2017. First photo of Rihanna at Barbados. Most exciting day ever. She says a mess. Trash doll shaped like a substitute teacher. Ho, go find a seat in the nearest dairy aisle. Talk about cash doll. 2017. It's like a year before she blew up. She was blown up at the time. This little Chinese boy just stepped on my feet. I damn near kicked an egg roll out his ass. My toe hurt. That's it, y'all. I'm done. So anyway, I say all that to say that when I was talking about her, I'm not gonna lie, some of that stuff was funny as hell. But when I was talking about her, I'm not just saying, oh, that one incident is why I feel JT, blah, 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 blah. Absolutely not. JT is who she is. You know what I'm saying? And she has a history of being how she is. So when I say, okay, she comes off argumentative, aggressive, and that's how people perceive her, it's because of boatloads of examples of that. So this little nut ass comment that I got here that I had to, you wasn't about to punk me. No, ma'am. Sometimes I be responding to stuff. So somebody on here said, and literally on my YouTube behind the scenes thing, I can literally just go to comments that I've responded to. It'll show me. I ain't have to look that hard to find this. Someone said, this talk about JT? Did JT go on a Twitter rant or did she address somebody lying on her? Chioma, don't piss me off. I said she always responds to hate though. Like this is not her first time. JT can actually rap. Go put in a song is all I ask. These are professional rappers. Get in the booth. Same girl comes back. I can't lie. It seems like you're a little jealous of JT, girly pop. You must see her as competition due to both of y'all being dark. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. So I cleared her. I said, I'm brown skinned and I'm not jealous of a stranger. I literally said, I don't like one song of JT's, which I said is just no bars I didn't really care for. Sideways, I downloaded it. How was that jealousy? I literally was tweeting free JT while she was locked up and was rooting for her to come back. I'm happy she's solo and she's literally the better rapper of the group. I don't care for Carisha, and that's been made clear on my channel several times. From talent to her personal antics, she's not my cup of tea. I really wish y'all would use common sense. So that's what I said on that. It takes a lot for me to clap back because I've grown up and I try not to be that way anymore. But I think it's kind of like crazy that people always want to go with the jealousy. JT has shown time and time again that yes, she's argumentative, she's petty, she can be mean, she's quick to snap at you. If you criticize her, she'll say something to you. That's her personality. So for me, no, I wasn't just saying like, oh well, colorism doesn't play a part. I do think colorism will always play a part. But when it came to JT versus Glow, people were trying to say, oh, it's because of colorism that y'all are starting with Glorilla. Glorilla picked at her and that was wrong. And she addressed that. But I don't think colorism was the reason why JT was getting some type of flack. I just don't. So being that she has a history saying colorist things herself, I just don't. I'm going to move on. Thank you. I'm going to move on. Let's get to our next topic. We've been on here for almost 2 hours. Thank you to everybody that's been rocking with me. We got about 400 plus people in here. I usually don't get this many, so thank you guys for spending your Friday night with me. We have a few more topics left to cover. Let me go back. Okay, so I definitely wanted to talk about this. This is Winter Blanco, if I can find it, from Bad Girls Club. I think she was on season 6. No, not 6. 16. Let me see. Winter from Bad Girls Club. I don't remember what season she was on. What season was that? She was on season 16. Okay, I was right. Yeah, you guys, season 16. Okay, let me go and play what she said about Trey Songz. This was crazy. I want you guys to hear this. It is a little bit lengthy, but I do think it's interesting to kind of represent a lot.
Put his hands on me, scared the fuck out of me, and I never said anything. I never went to the police. I never answered the lawyers' calls when they was calling. I never tried to get some money out of it because at the time it was girls settling for $100,000, $200,000, and I never did it. In 2020, I had, when that girl came out saying that he raped her, I had her lawyer like reach out to me and was like, we're getting this stuff together and like we want you to be a part of it. And I was like, I can't be a part of it. But like now kind of where I am in my life is like, I'm tired of letting abusers get away with so much shit. Like it's old as
when did that happen?
2018.
2018.
I can't, never talked about it. And I remember I was like, not ever going to talk about it because I was still trying to do music.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I don't want this to affect my career.
Yeah. Which a lot of women have to deal with. And like, even when we've seen the documentary, it's just like, I don't want speaking out about this to affect my career negatively, which is very unfair. And that's what they use as a scare tactic.
I mean, I had TMZ like calling my manager because like, and trying to talk to me and trying to have conversations with me. And I was like, no, I will not. Like, I will not.
How did people find out about, like, how did
I don't really know how they found out exactly, but I was with a group of friends when it happened. They didn't see it happen, but I had went and got in the car with them after. And I was like, I had like marks on my neck and scratches on my neck. All my nails were broken. My hands were bleeding. My knees were scraped up and shit. So they had seen everything. And obviously I told the girls what just happened in that moment. And I just chose to never say anything. But the next day after it happened, he tried to text me and gaslight me and was like, oh, I don't know what you think happened. Like, you were drunk and you hit me. I literally have the screenshots of the text right here because I was just thinking about it before we sat down, which is why I'm even talking about it. And I have the text and I was like, you are not going to like trick me and play with my mind. I know what you did to me and you're not going to convince me otherwise. Keep in mind, this is at the point after I did Bad Girls Club. I knew my word had no weight because I'm on a TV show fighting. I'm looking like a violent person. So it's like that also gives people a way to twist it and say, oh, she's always getting into shit. She's crazy. Everybody knows she crazy. And that, you know, takes away your experience when you have this bad rep for being like a crazy bitch, basically. So I'm friends with Trey Songz for years and he never did anything to me either. And then one day he did. And he put his hands on me and I never talked about it. This is the first time I've ever talked about this publicly. I really don't give a fuck anymore. He put his hands on me, scared the fuck out of me, and I never said anything. I never went to the police. I never answered the lawyers' calls when they was calling. I never tried to get some money out of it because at the time it was girls settling for $100,000, $200,000, and I never did it. In in 2020, I had, when that girl came out saying that he raped her, I had her lawyer like reach out to me and was like, we're getting this stuff together and like we want you to be a part of it.
Okay. So yeah. All right. So the reason why I wanted to share this is because I find that, first of all, do I believe Winter? Yes. And I believe Winter just because I feel like there's been this constant reminder of who Trey Songz is from many different women. Like she said in 2020, I believe it was one of the Gonzalez sisters, the two twin girls that were famous for playing basketball and being pretty. One of them came out and talked about Trey Songz. I'm not sure whatever even really amounted to that. Or what came of that. I want to see. I don't know. I never even knew their names. I just knew that they played basketball. Yes, one's name is Dakota. I think this was the one. This is her right here. The girl is they're both, her and her sister were very pretty. They're basically more or less Instagram. Oh wow, did she shave her head? Oh wow. I did not know that. I haven't seen them in a long time. I used to follow them on Tumblr a lot. Yeah, this is probably like a throwback. I don't know if this is a throwback picture, if this is recent. They look very different. This is 2022, but still. I want to say this was the yeah, this is them. One of them always had her hair dark, and the other one has her hair usually with like different types of colors. I feel like that's how I used to be able to like kind of tell them apart. But this was her and her sister, Dylan and Dakota. This is their page here. And in 2020, I remember at the end of the year, like literally on the 31st, they came out and said a lot of different things. One of them came out and said a lot of, you know, crazy allegations about Trey Songz. And the instant belief that was given to these ladies, and we can talk about the reasons why, I'm pretty sure it's pretty obvious, but the way how people believed her instantaneously, which is a good thing, because I feel that women should be believed, especially when there's a history of that said person, you know, being a predator of any sort. But when Winter said her story, she said that was in 2018. I understand a part of Winter's point of view about why she didn't, you know, go forward with this, because a lot of women are shamed into being silent because it's going to affect this and that and this and that. I also do think it was a fair fact to her to say that I had just gotten off a Bad Girls Club where I was fighting and bullying, which Winter, you were definitely bullying. And let's not forget, Winter's name was Kayla on there. Her name is Kayla. Winter be trying to act like I don't know what's up with her. She be trying to act like she's just as black as my ass. Like, girl, you're not. But yeah, somebody just said, thank you, Monique. Excuse me. Troy TV did a good video on this topic, and he did. And I need some more water. Y'all should definitely check it out because it was definitely a really good video. And he's talked about this a lot. He's even talked about her book that she wrote. I want to read it, but I just haven't gotten a chance. As well as her story with the whole Trey Songz thing. My thing about this is that I feel like there's a lot of protected predators. There's somebody on here. I just saw a comment from Monique. Hey, well, you again. It says Winter never settled because there wasn't enough money for her. Maybe, I don't know if that's the case, but I do think that there's a lot of protected predators, and Trey Songz has been one that a lot of people have said the same thing about time and time and time again. If we can go back to 2014, where we had Keke Palmer talk very candidly about her experience with sexual intimidation in Trey Songz, and the amount of people that did not believe Keke Palmer, and not just social media users, people within the industry. Who remembers when she went on Wendy Williams and she said, the gag is you weren't there? Y'all remember that? Let me see if I can pull that up, because that was definitely a read at the time. Let me see if I can pull that up. I think that was from Wendy Williams. Yes, it was. Let me.
Especially, okay. And you tell the rest and what all had happened. Well, you know, because you done told everybody, especially, okay. But I don't want to keep broadbeating that one situation. But I will say, Wendy, I would have loved to turn on your show and saw you be a little bit more compassionate and less accusatory and ridiculous.
I couldn't.
Why, girl? Because the gag is you wasn't there.
Well,
but hey, that was run free in my head all the time. But yeah, I believed Keke back then, and I remember there was a lot of people that were like, girl, this doesn't sound right. So you're just saying that he just intimidated you. There was a lot of people that didn't believe her because Keke Palmer does not look like the perfect victim. That's another thing with the whole colorism thing. I do think colorism applies there, because when the Dylan girl, or Dakota, I'm not sure which one, I forgive her, when she came up with her allegations, she made a statement, and then we never really saw anything come of it. I know she did a little bit of a follow-up about Trey Songz, but nothing ever came. And then we see that Winter, or Kayla, it's actually Kayla. It's like Kaila. It's like Kayla. Like, girl, we know your mama white for that one. But major allegations, and I believe all of these ladies. I truly do. But there's a lot of protected predators, and a lot of it comes from that position of this person is so loved, so adored, so promoted as this talented, lovable, attractive person that, oh, he could never do that, when in reality those are usually the ones. So I thought that was a little interesting. A lot of people kind of brushed over that topic. Troy's TV did do a good video, but I kind of feel like Trey Songz has simply fallen off since this. I mean, when's the last time you heard a Trey Songz song, let alone a feature? I don't even know what Trey Songz, what is Trey Songz even doing? I'm gonna go to his page. I don't even know what Trey Songz does right now. I haven't thought of Trey Songz since like high school. Like, what do you do? What are you on? Maybe he's just been laying low because he knows he has a lot of dirt, a lot of skeletons in his closet. When was your last post? March 27th. Okay, a few weeks ago. Someone gonna say, please tell me you ain't been to none of these freak outs at Diddy's house. Someone even said, I hope you are next after Diddy to get your karma. What you've done to Winter and other women needs to be held accountable. People are even saying your downfall is coming. We don't like abusers. Karma is coming for all of this evil. Someone said, let's not forget he is gay too. Why are you going around punching women in the face for? Jail, abuser. Okay, so his comment sections, they did eat him up. Okay, so people aren't just brushing over this. Okay, well, I stand corrected on that one. I think let me not do that because I don't know what songs are going to play. There were some people that were, praising him and started. So of course it's always gonna be girls. C-Bay tomorrow. Excuse me, I got a little tired. Of course, this is like a little thirst trap picture, people gonna like this one. But people, I guess, were, in his comments saying what they were saying. But I like this one, Dom. Hey, Dom, you back again. Him and Chris Brown are in one and the same. The thing with Chris Brown, though, I feel like Chris Brown's woes have been made public, and not all of them, but I do think a lot of what Chris Brown has done has been made very public, and that's why you see Chris Brown staying low key, but he's so talented and was such a teen heartthrob, and has had this public journey to stardom, that he's still likable to a certain degree. I don't think Chris Brown as a personality is likable. Chris Brown is a musician, obviously, and Chris Brown is still making music that's charting. We don't hear from Trey Songz. I personally don't hear from Trey Songz. I don't know what Trey Songz does. So that could be a little bit of a toss-up. Yeah, and I like this one. Thank you, Allie, for commenting. Julesy, and I love Julesy. Julesy's videos does a great job talking about how predatory and abusive men are protected in the industry. It's a lot of women that protect these men for the sake of their own careers. Yeah. I mean, to be honest, I watched the Nickelodeon documentary, and there was things that some of those women, I think, were hush about because they were trying to protect their careers until they couldn't take it anymore. And once I saw that, I was just like, yeah, this is a normal thing for a lot of women in this industry. Women in particular can't speak out. And then the men that want to speak out can't speak out. But a lot of the men are co-signers in a lot of the nonsense. But yeah, there's a lot of women that also can't speak out. So I just wanted to put that out there because I felt like that was kind of like a viral moment, but it really wasn't talked about deep enough. And I think with like some of the three main prior or main public examples, and let me also add in Selena Powell because she also talked about that. But I think with Keke Palmer, she wasn't the perfect look of the victim that people wanted to see. I think the Dylan Gonzalez girl was when people actually opened up their eyes and said, okay, we're going to pay attention. I think with Selena Powell and Winter, they have a little bit more of a negative connotation to their reputation. So people don't pay attention to them as much, or kind of wanted to just be like, I do think people believed Winter, but it's kind of interesting how you have to be the perfect victim for people to believe you. So I do hope that Trey Songz gets his day because there's way too many, where there's smoke, there's fire. There's way too many people that call him out and have talked about how he's acted and just some of the discrepancies that he's been into, particularly towards women. He wouldn't try a man like that. He would never try a man like that. But some of the things that he's done, I do hope that one day Trey Songz has his day. Y'all, we're going to go ahead and transition. Yeah. I like this one. Let me end off with this one. Hey, Callie. At the end of the day, he is still black in the white man's world. You better act right. That is true. Someone said he's on tour right now. Okay, so he's on. Whoops, sorry. He's on tour right now with Keisha Cole. Okay. No wonder. My ass is talking about some K Michelle. We're gonna get to the next topic, but yeah, I hope that Trey Songz has his day. I hope he has his day, and it's gonna come. Everything that's done in the dark will always come to light. Let's move on to our second to last story. We have been on here for this is the longest one I've done. This is going to be where we at? K Michelle dating, not K Michelle, sorry. I said again, Keisha Cole. I don't know why I said K Michelle. I don't know why I said that. I don't know. Here it is. Let me share my screen again. I don't know why I said, like, I'm trying to think back when everybody's like, don't you mean Keisha Cole? I'm like, oh, why did I say K Michelle? But they do they not look alike to y'all? Am I like tripping? I think at first glance I thought it was K Michelle. Then I saw K Michelle trending for something. She said, she has said that she doesn't feel she feels uncomfortable when her man cries because she goes into like a masculine mode. I don't know. She said something that was weird. I was like, girl, shut up. But in other news, where did it go? I'm sorry, I just lost it again. In other news, here we are. It says, #Flirt Alert, Hollywood Unlocked reports that Keisha Cole and Huncho exit the club holding hands after partying together. Socialites, are you here for this couple? Someone said she just be with anybody. Now, isn't it that Keisha just had a baby was that her? She had a baby by somebody young? Was that Keisha? Keisha, was that you? Or was that Monica? Which one? Who was it? Which one had a baby or was dating somebody that was very young? I can't remember. Was it Keisha or was it Monica? It was one. I'm not gonna lie. Some of these like 90s R&B girl. I be getting them confused, not because like I don't know who they are, but like a lot of them be doing the same thing. It was Keisha, wasn't it? Thank you. It was Keisha. So let me see if I can figure out who that baby daddy is, because I don't know bull for real. Keisha Cole kids. Okay. Okay, this is him. Let me share my screen. This is interesting. I have yet to see this. Well, I saw it when it was like on the blogs and stuff. Keisha Cole's child's father makes miraculous recovery after gruesome stabbing. I didn't know about that. I don't really want to get into that. Nico Kale. I don't even want to see. This is not what I asked to see, y'all. Hold on. Keisha Cole. What's his name? Nico. No, I don't want to know that. I just want to know about. I don't want to know about that. I just want to know about the baby daddy. They over here telling me. No, they're not telling me what I need to know. Do I need this one? This is Atlanta Black Star. Okay, Keisha Cole seemingly throws shots at ex Nico Kale after he posted his new boo on Instagram. Keisha Cole and her ex-boyfriend Nico Kale, who's also the father of her second child, have both officially moved on. Kale kicked off the first day of May with a photo of his new girlfriend, Ariel. Interesting. In the caption, he wrote, "Oh, and let me properly introduce my other half. Her name is Ariel. Like the mermaid, she's the universe in human form." Ariel posted the same photo of the two of them together, and her caption says, "What's understood doesn't need to be explained, but best believe our story will be told. Real recognize real, and you and King are the realest. Nothing could ever compare to the love that we share. It's only up from here. Stuck. Hashtag stuck. Hashtag make it last forever." It says neither said how long the two have been dating nor how they met, but it seems like they have some pretty strong feelings for each other since Ariel is already claiming Kale's last name as her Instagram handle. That's a little weird. I don't really care about none of this. Kale's post comes almost a month after Cole hinted that she has a new partner. Blah 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 blah. I just want to know how old he is. How old is this man? Nico age. Tell me this man's age. Thank you. Here we go. Finally something. It says Cole 37 and Hale 23 received backlash from when they first made their relationship social media official. Cannon, who was 10 years younger than his ex-wife, Mariah Carey. Okay, we don't have to get into that. Yeah, so back to Keisha. Where's the one that I just wanted to show y'all here with Huncho? Here we are. So I'm a little, I don't know what is going on. She was how old? 37 to 23. Okay, 37 to 23. Let's put on my trusty dusty calculator. 37 minus 23. We got about 14 years, maybe 15. So we got about a decade and a half age difference. Is there something going on? Is there something going on? And that I'm missing? There has been a very big highlight of women 10, 15, almost 20 years older than some of these men. Now, do I believe they're dating? No, I don't think they're dating. I think they're smashing, but I don't think they're dating. Okay? If she's on tour, I think she's just having a little fun time. Now they leave it. I do think they're hooking up, but I don't think they're dating. A lot of these women are making very questionable choices for them to be at their big grown ages. I don't know what it is. Someone said, I feel like these men are hyped to date their childhood crushes. That's what my brother told me. My brother, when I was talking to him about the Jalen Green and Drea situation, he was probably like, well, honestly, maybe when he was in middle school, he used to be like, oh, one day I want to be with Drea, or I wish I could be with Drea. Now that he has the money and the looks and the height and the career to do it, now he's with her. I think a lot of them are dating their middle school crushes, and that's what it is. Someone says, why does this man have his hands inside his pants? I didn't even notice that up front. I don't know if I'm like, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about this. I just think all of it is weird. I feel like procreating is where I draw the line. I feel like at this point, once you reach the age of 25, it is what it is. But I just feel like anything past 5 years age difference is a little bit questionable. 5 years is fine to me. But you get into decades, I gotta look at you crazy. Because I believe Huncho I don't know how old this man is. Huncho age. Let me figure that out. No, this is not him. Oh wow. 24. Okay. He's 24. Okay. Well, let me present that. So here's Huncho. He's a rapper. His name is Ibrahim Muhammad Dodo. Interesting. Ibrahim. Known professionally as Huncho, is an American rapper, singer, and songwriter. He is signed to 300 Entertainment. I didn't know that. Huncho initially rose to fame with the song Let's Get It in 2021, which spawned a remix with fellow American rapper 21 Savage. Okay, they're both from Atlanta. Later that year, he released his mixtape Street Poet 2. Okay, so Huncho will be 25. At least he'll be he'll be 25 in a few months. I didn't know that. That's interesting. Who's Emma Huncho? Who is that? Oh, okay, British rapper from London. He performed at Mad About Bars online freestyle session in 2017. I can't do the accent for that long, but yeah. So I don't know. I don't think they're actually dating. I do think they're probably smashing, and I think there's just something going on with older ladies. And I remember I had called them cougars. I didn't really mean they were cougars. I was saying cougars are up. And people are like, girl, how you gonna say that 35 is a cougar? I'm 35. I'm like, I wasn't saying that it was a cougar. I was just saying like literally being silly. But people took offense. I was like, whoa, I wasn't trying to offend nobody. Dolly's Housekeeping said he's 24. He looks 54. He look old as hell. He look old as hell. I don't know why. I thought he was like a cool like 28, 29, 30, 31 maybe. I definitely thought he was older than me, but I guess not. Here goes Sunny. There's definitely something going on. I don't want no parts yet. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm trying to figure it out. Maybe Muffy. Thank you, girl. Maybe they're not cougars, but they some cheetahs. I might have to go with that one. And I don't think age gaps are even the problem. I've said this. Like, okay, like you're dating somebody who's 3, 4, 5 years older than you, or 3, 4, 5 years younger than you. Hell, maybe even 6, 7. I don't think that's the issue. But when we're getting into decades and decades plus, and when you're in two completely different parts of your life where you can't even consider yourself peers, you're a Gen Z, but you're dating a millennial, or you're a millennial, you're dating a Gen Z, vice versa. Like, I gotta just question it a little bit and say, okay, what's the real intentions? As long as you're over 18, it's legal, right? So people just brush it off. And to me, as long as you're at least 25, when your brain is fully developed, do what you do. But I definitely have to consider, like, your intentions. We have a super chat on the line. Fancy La Femme, I love the name, sent $5. Chioma, thank you for all you do. I appreciate your content. Thank you so much for watching and tuning in. I appreciate your contribution as well. And thank you. That was unexpected. I just been sitting here rambling, but thank you so much. I appreciate you, girl. Let me go ahead and transition into our last topic. Actually, I like this comment right here real quick. Her Sunshine. I hate that 18 is legal. Me too. I know when I was like turning 18, I was like, I can't wait to be legal. I can't wait to be this. But now I'm like well over 18. I'm like, I hate the fact that 18 is legal. I hate it. It needs to truly be 20 or 21. It should have just been 20 from the jump. Like that way when you're not a teenager, but still 20 is young. I made my dumbest mistakes at 19 and 20. I always say that. Let me get into our final topic. We've been on here for 2 hours. I hope y'all enjoyed the stream. Please hit the like button again if you haven't already. Unlike it, then like it. Okay, like it up, like it up, like it up. If you're in here, like it up, pipe it up, like it up, strike it up, pipe it up, like it up, strike it up, pipe it up, pipe it up, pipe it up, pipe it up. In my amigos voice, okay, pipe it up, like it up, strike it up, write it up, hike it up. Do whatever you need to do, but hit that like button. We're gonna get into our last topic. This is about Summer Walker's new man. I really, truly, really positively really wanted to talk about this one because it's very unfortunate. Let me see if I can find it. My last tab. Where you at? There you are. My mama just texted me that dinner is ready, y'all, so we gotta wrap it up. We got a late dinner tonight. And I can smell it too, so I want to make sure I can get through everything. Alrighty. We're going to share my screen. I was really prepared for this live, so I'm happy everything is going well with all the like share screens and everything. All right, so Summer Walker just turned 28, I believe. And she is in a new relationship. And I'm not gonna lie, love that for Summer in the sense of I think if a relationship isn't going to work or you're being cheated on, disrespected, lied to, whatever it may be, move the hell on. Okay. I wish I could tell myself that from years ago. Move on. You know what I'm saying? I wish that was something I could say. So I love that aspect for her. Lil Meech was too busy helping his cousin get the groceries. So Summer Walker decides to move on. Now, unfortunately for Summer Walker, she said, she shows off her new man. Here's the picture here. Excuse me. And again, the BBLs with the legs not matching. At this point, I can't say nothing. Excuse me. But even the comments right here, that BBL is disgusting, whatever. I ain't gonna go that hard. But someone says she's just like me, on to next. Water got me a little, excuse me. So then a Twitter user by the name of Miss B Nasty had a lot to say. And this is when I started looking, I'm just like, this is not good. So she said, and I'm gonna read a thorough amount of the thread. She said, he's harmful to sex workers and has been for over a decade. You might know him as King Giovanni or Poppy Lush. So Summer Walker shows off her new man. They look in love. There was more pictures. I don't have all the pictures. So this kind of like started a whole storm of nonsense to come. So after she posted that, she followed up and said, if you've been around long enough, you've heard the stories. There are handfuls of sex workers who can corroborate. She then said, Summer Walker is grown and can date who she pleases. I'm just trying to warn the baby hoes who are up and coming, and I encourage those of you who have negative stories about him to post them too. I don't want people thinking he can put them on because he can't by himself. Then she said, I'm proud of so many of y'all, of how many of y'all spoke up. So proud. I've been trying to warn people about him since 2018. This is the most traction it's ever gotten. And then here goes one user. She says, OMG, that is really him. I remember him when I started. I had a horrible experience with him and his ex Yams. Then she says, crazy part is, unless you met her in person or on FaceTime, it was probably him. So that person then comes back and says, I literally work with them. I got in the lift, and 20 minutes into my lift, she says her boyfriend is there and he wants in on the scene immediately. I'm uncomfortable. I get there and it just went left. She booked my Uber, so there was no canceling. I was new and I kept running into problems just like that. Another person said, I know his whole government name, but I won't do him like that. Him and Summer been knowing each other. And I'm surprised doing this. Then the person, Ms. B Nasty, says, man. Another person said, this is insane. I've never met him, but he harassed me after I didn't want to shoot with him. And obviously they're talking about pornography. After he sent some girl he had under a contract to ask me to do I think this means girl on girl scene. This is crazy, man. Then she said, dang, you too? I hope he had slowed down. So she comes back and says, yep. He was literally the first person I had a bad run-in with when I started this. Later on, the girl that asked me to film with her was telling me how he locked her out of her Twitter account and was withholding all the content he filmed of her. It was a whole situation. Then that girl comes back and says, literally same thing happened to me, and it's how I met one of the most successful throat goats on Twitter because he locked her out of her account and was trying to manipulate her. SMH, she hasn't changed at all. Then she says, at all, and I can't help but wonder how Summer is going to react to all of this. He needs to be under somebody's jail. And then someone said her next album going to be fire. She seeks toxic men intentionally. Then someone said, he definitely tried to act like he was going to put me on something. LOL. He brought your name up like he knew you were some. I saw one of your posts about him a while back and blocked expeditiously. And then she said, see, my story has never changed. Another person said, oh boy, ill. And she said, exactly, you know. And another person said, I'll be really trying to advocate for sis, but she keeps on doing dumb-ish. This man is a mega predator. And I think there was a follow-up to that. Someone said, at this point, I only know her by her music. I let her go. I didn't even know, didn't even K or she wasn't with the other dude anymore. Or I guess didn't know that she was with the other dude. Let me go back real quick. Then here's a big content creator named Nikita Knight. I'm not really I don't really know the corn stars and OnlyFans people. I don't be knowing them. But before this, I did go through their pages just to make sure I wasn't going to put this on screen. This person then has a whole thread and says he went by King Giovanni in like 2018, 2019. I met him on Twitter and he was supposed to be helping me grow my social media presence. Started acting like a legit stalker, trying to convince me to shoot with him and get my name out there, etc. Mind you, only knew him via text for a few weeks. And then hijacked my Reddit account and was threatening to post some of my content. Blocked him and he was blowing me up from hella numbers. Had to literally block him on all social media. It was another sex worker account he used to pose as a female to lure other sex workers in. Then the person said, I'm really paraphrasing, but just stay far away from him. He will curse you out all day, then profess his love a few hours later after only knowing you for a week or so. Red flags everywhere. And then that person said, thanks for sharing the original poster. Someone then else said, this is a guy. Listen, I usually don't jump on posts like this, but some things definitely have to be said about this man. I know multiple women in the industry that has been taken advantage of by this man to the point he tried to get tough with me once until I pulled up on him for stealing my female friend's content. Atlanta not being that big, especially in this industry, your rep literally precedes you. And then I guess he's had multiple names. They say he went by Wang World then. Someone said then Lush Legends. So here's another person. Wow, he scammed me as a photographer and didn't want a refund. SMH. He would say he was a top performer on OnlyFans too and do fake screenshots. Woo child. Yeah, here's another thing that she said. And I think this was from 2021. This original poster said, this is not a safe person. Twitter search King Giovanni, his former aliases, the one of 7,000, blah, 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 or 7,495,000 or 74 million, blah, 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 blah. To read claims dating back to 2016. His favorite prey are the newer sex workers. He appears to have a following, but he's just a creep. So that's all I'm going to read on that. Oh, there's a little bit more. This is from 2021, 3 years ago. He tells people I'm his ex, making up rumors about him, but I've never met him a day in my life. He just started telling me how he loved me and wanted to be with me and threatened to show up to the city he thought I was in after I turned him down. If you have stories about this person, please post them in the replies. People need to be made aware he's still on the same BS. And that pretty much goes on and on and on and on. Then she posts a screenshot from 2021. This is the same person, y'all. He is not safe for S workers. Twitter search King Giovanni. He's been a menace to sex workers since before I got started. So, let me even head back to the picture of Summer Walker and him, if I can find it. Here we are. Yeah, I think that this is really unfortunate. For the fact that Summer Walker doesn't seem to be able to ever associate herself with the type of man that you would think that she would want. I don't know if it's a Summer Walker problem. I don't know if it's just a bad luck problem. At some point, you have to look within and say, okay, I keep choosing the same types of men. What am I going to do about that? I think her and Lil Meech looked good together. But essentially, Lil Meech is a playboy. You know what I'm saying? He was helping his cousin with the groceries, and he's probably helping her with the laundry now. Okay. Next, you know, he'll be helping her with the kids. And at this point, I also have this question, Leah. How did Summer even meet him? She's very frequent to date a regular guy. And I think because she tried to date somebody who was, you know, popular, Lil Meech, you know, actor. He's a super popular actor at the moment. She tried to go that route and then it didn't work for her. She tried to do London. It's kind of like she's going back and forth. She had London on the track and he was the, you know, huge producer. That didn't work. Then she went and got Larry. We didn't really know who Larry was. Larry's kind of more underground. And then she went back, big name, Lil Meech, big actor, BMF, big show right now. Now she's going back to this sex worker. I think she doesn't have a good choice of choosing men. And it was really unfortunate to hear this because it's like, it really does hinder people's perception of her. This girl is so talented. She can sing. And I do think she's developed as a performer. I've seen a lot of her performances as of late. And she doesn't do as much as you would think that she can do. But Summer Walker has definitely developed. And she's so talented. Her voice is so great. She makes great music, and oftentimes you do think it's coming from heartbreak and things of that nature, but it's very, very telling that she just does not know how to pick good men, because there's no way, and I mean no way, that I would not have been able to kind of figure this out just from a regular search. And I think she likes the toxicity. I think she likes that whole trauma. And I think she's admitted to this before. When she was on the Young Miami podcast show, her Carisha Please, she did kind of talk about how, you know, she's kind of into the toxicity. But when it's coming from things like allegations, you know, it's one thing to be a cheater or a playboy. I think that's kind of typical with men in the industry. But when it's coming from someone who is dealing with women and sex workers, and now you have claims of, you know, menacing and stalking and, you know, cussing you out, which is verbal abuse and things of that nature, I have to really question, like, Summer Walker, do you not see what is right in front of you and how much this is just a bad look for your brand? I hope she's broken up with him. She tried to stay with Meech after the cheating, but eventually said, I can't really do it. You're going to keep doing this to me. I hope she just can move on. This is a mother of 3 at this point. And for all of this, just be single. Just be single. You got to do some self-reflection. I like this one, Damo. I feel what you're saying, Queen. She should do some self-reflection. I had spent 2 years of my life doing nothing. Dating myself. I wouldn't even say I was single. I was just dating myself. There's a difference between single and dating yourself when you think about it. So I think she should definitely date herself. She was just in a relationship with Lil Meech around this time last year, less than a year ago. And now she's in a relationship with somebody else. I just feel like she needs to be a little bit more accountable. Her character is definitely questionable to me. And I just don't like this for her. I hate this for all parties involved. I want Summer Walker to win. I want her to do better, but it seems like that's just not what she wants to do. So despite her talent, unfortunately, her lack of self-reflection, her lack of accountability, her lack of vetting men the right way has caused a lot of this for her. And it's truly unfortunate, especially that she announced this on her birthday. She want to have a good day. People were initially kind of praising her, saying like, okay, yeah, girl, you're going to move on. And I'm just like, I like that for you. I like the fact that you can move on from a situation. But consistently, every single man, and we're now at 4 public relationships, have not been good. And that's super duper unfortunate for her. So I hope that she can do better. I hope she leaves trash men. I hope this is really just a phase. You know, she's 20. She just turned 28. The girl is still very young. I just hope that we can move on from that. You know what I'm saying? I hope that she can get to a point where she wants something better for herself or her children. Because to be a mother of 3 and having these men around your kids is not good. I saw a rumor that he was taking pictures of her kids. I hope that's not true. But I truly hope that she can move on from this and just have better character and attract something different for herself. Because regardless, you know, based off of her past is one thing, but she deserves somebody that's good for her. And I don't like that it's always all of these trash men. So, Summer, I hope that you could do better. So that is it, y'all. We are at the end of our stream. My mama is calling me downstairs to come and eat. I hope you guys enjoyed this stream. I worked really hard to prepare and make sure I had all my evidence, my footage, my receipts, and everything. We covered a lot of topics. This definitely will be available for playback. So if you missed anything or if you want to start from the jump, tomorrow I'll find a way to get some timestamps going so that if you want to do it in sections and segments and chapters, you can do that. But I truly hope you guys enjoyed this. I really, really, really tried hard. I've been ready and was prepared. So thank you for everybody that tuned in. Thank you to the almost 500 people that were in here. Hopefully we get some good views on this one and y'all can get the conversation started. And I always appreciate y'all for supporting my channel and being here. So thank you again. And I will definitely see you guys in my next one. All right, y'all. Have a good night and enjoy your weekend, okay? Stay safe. I know it's Friday. Enjoy your weekend. I'm about to go eat dinner. I got a busy weekend. I've been very busy. Someone did ask me about my music real quick. Music will be back up on my streaming platforms on the 22nd or 23rd. I had to do a little bit of, switch swap. Okay. So it'll be back up. I know I've been getting that question a lot, but it'll be back up. But that is it. Thank you guys. Have a great night wherever you are. Stay safe and enjoy your weekend. Bye, y'all.